Hello everybody and welcome to our Overly Bright Twitch channel. Now you're here with your toes in our somewhat tepid waters, I guess we better introduce ourselves. We're the Bloodthirsty Puppets, I'm Blood Puppet, and yeah, I totally had something prepared for this and it's gone completely out of my mind. Today we are playing Friday Night Spiced, woo! Using our spice system, yay! Using our nuked post-apocalyptic setting, woohoo! Again, I'm not DMing, I'm handing that responsibility over to Dev, no, Tech. One day I'm going to get them right. One day. Speaking of Dev. Yes, I forgot my husband's name. Speaking of Dev, Dev isn't actually here today. He's off having some time with his lady, so that's all good. We don't
ask questions about that.
No, yeah, we're just like, you will spend time. It's not really just he wants to spend time with her. It's a good thing.
Sucker.
Sucker. Couple of rules for chat. Don't be a tool about someone's road. Don't be a tool about someone's gender. And most importantly, don't be a tool.
Or screwdriver.
Or a screwdriver, exactly. So I think that's everything I need to shout out before we start. Good, excellent. It's now all your fault.
Excellent. Right. First of all, do we want to go around and quickly reintroduce ourselves? You. Who are you playing?
I am playing Karen. I totally didn't have to look at my screen to remind myself who I'm playing. I'm playing Karen Merlin. I am a merchant trader of sorts, and I may or may not have a hidden agenda.
You?
I am playing Herb. He's nice. He's not very bright, and he has 9 bombs.
And Corone.
I am Corone, and I will be playing Colin Dexter, and I have to say there's a trigger warning for our session today, because one of the characters, don't know who goodness that could be, has a bit of a shady background, so there may be periods of sexual violence.
Yes, we're trying not to do sexual violence. There won't be sexual violence, but there will probably be mentions of it.
Yeah. Depends how much you annoy the gangs.
That's true, yes.
Anyway, right, as a quick catch up to where we were last time, last session you started outside of Orthing Hospital, where you guys had just secured some drugs and goods, and you joined a team of rotters returning to their boss, called Tim. You accompanied them back. You got waylaid on the road by Echo, who was a post-gen, and his gang of thieves, who succeeded in liberating you of your goods before you blew them all up, chased the last 2 down, and retrieved them, leaving their group in bloody tatters and Echo in a really nasty, horrible mess on the floor. Before arriving at Tim's place, who was very happy to see you and gave you some useful things in exchange for the drugs, and promptly sent you off to go and find some more because, yeah, you seem pretty good at it and you've survived this far, which is a good thing. So,
we also have acquired ourselves a tarp.
You have acquired a tarp. You've lost a dev and acquired a tarp.
Yes.
2 tarps.
Some would say that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Herb likes tarp.
So we
I
begin
like
this session
tarp.
with you guys in the lab with Tim and
Wilhelm.
I forgot his name.
See, you're running this game, you don't even know who your players are. I mean, that's just
Don't care.
outrageous.
Won't be live long before about it, so
Touche.
right. So yeah, you're currently in that room. And is there anything you want to do before you leave? Because it's basically morning. You guys have slept. You're about to leave. But I decided to start here in case there's anything you want to do before you go. Like if you want to trade any goods or anything like that, or liberate anything off of Wilhelm's character before you go.
No, I think I told him everything he needed to know, which is when he sees people coming around. That was it.
There,
That's everything I needed to do, I think.
I think he also had 2 stims and 2 stems on him. I don't know if you wanted to take those with you before you go, as you're leaving your medic behind.
I think maybe we should leave our drugs with the medic because he knows what they do and we don't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless you have any idea of medicine. I don't. I'm not.
No, if I can't cook with it, then I'm not much help with it, really, in that area.
Are you into the really hard stuff you have to cook?
Yeah, some people refer to it as cooking. But yeah.
It's like, yeah, do you produce drugs? Because that's also rephrased as cooking. I mean,
No.
So you say Tim pops and goes, I know a bit about cooking. Yeah, I can cook all sorts of stuff. And he points to a little growth of crystals he's got in a glass cabinet against the wall.
It's not too much of a carbonara.
Okay, I see.
That's an odd euphemism.
I'm not aware of that street term, I'm afraid.
Sighs loudly.
So you guys gonna head off?
Yes, why not?
Oh yeah, session points, dude.
We got allocated them.
You got 2 each. Everyone. Everyone got 2 last session.
Yes. I was trying to look up the costs of buying advancements because I can't remember them.
I think it's 1 for a D4 increase.
It's 1 for a D4 increase, or 2 for a perk, or
Oh, no, it's way more than that
or
for
a
a perk.
skill.
Way more than that for a perk.
Is it? It might be 2 for the skills then.
4. I don't remember.
I'm gonna say 2 for them because why not? It's easier.
Yeah, it was written on the back of an old character sheet, which is why I looked like I knew it for all of last year.
But you don't. You lied.
Yeah,
you
I
lied
lied.
to
Well,
everyone.
then if we say it's one for a D4 if an ability, it's 2 for a point in one of these skills, and it's 3 for a talent or perk, because then you've got a little steady tree. It has been declared.
We'll have a look at the rules proper next time.
Alright, fine. If you want to use real rules,
Yeah,
not,
we use
instead
the
of
real
my
rules.
like quickly
Because
like
my point.
spitball
Actually,
rules.
I literally have the book here somewhere. Carry on. I'll find it.
Okay, so yeah, as you're prepared to leave, Tim says, "Oh, can you go out to the back, by the way, because I've managed to so far avoid attention here. We have people stomping in and out the front doors. It's going to draw attention."
Well, sure. That should be good. Yep, we can go out through the back. That's fine.
Cool.
Mm.
And he gestures you out there, and Kevin will escort you out the building because it's quite a big building, and you don't want to get lost. You're getting lost, or accidentally picking
Kevin.
things up.
Thank you,
He's
Kevin.
the leader of the Rotters.
Yes.
I just think he might be a little bit annoyed at us because we accidentally got his mate maybe slightly hurt. That's fine.
To be fair, they were like going to lose everything and possibly been murdered anyway. So he's a bit upset that Jesse's been mauled, but he is still alive. So though Morris is still like missing a hand.
Yeah, but
That's his fault.
You're the new one.
You'll get a new one. It's fine.
He has they can rebuild him. He has the biology.
You can just attach a fish onto the end and slap people with it.
In replacement for a hook. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
A right hake, if you will.
Right, so you go out through the back.
That's 1. You're allowed 1. Sorry. He started it.
You people. Anyway, Kevin escorts you to the rear of the building, and he just points off to direction, you assume south, and says it starts. You head off that way, and you can follow the map together.
We do that.
Yes.
Cool.
Yay.
I found it.
Cool. It's on the fancy one.
It's on the fancy quick reference.
Yeah.
Cool.
What was it?
What's that?
And what wasn't it?
I don't know. I can't read it. It's too
Zoom in,
small.
read it. Zoom in.
Failures.
You compile a quick reference sheet and make it too small to read.
Well, yeah, because it's supposed to be an A4, not like on my monitor size. God damn it.
Right.
So where are we following? Who are we? Has he just let us out into the open world?
So he's left you out through. Basically, he's taken you out. So you've got the main street running down, which this building is faced onto. He's led you out through the back and pointed you. Said go that way, and you'll rejoin the road. So he's basically pointed you off. So you're gonna head off around past a few other ruined buildings. There's quite a lot of there's this main massive building, and there's quite a lot of groups of smaller buildings that are clustered around it. So he's basically pointed you round past these, and he said go that way, and then you'll meet the road in a few hundred meters. And then he basically turns and head back into the building. So
I assume we're following the road. I mean, is that the thing we're doing?
Sounds good to me.
cool. Okay, yeah, you head past the rest of these buildings. The grass is kind of overgrown and covered with brambles and shrubs, but there's a small path here, and it's like this seems to be the main route that people enter and leave the building from, because you can follow a little path, which heads over and reaches a patch of concrete where it looks like there was a temporary structure here at some point, but it's long been blown away. So it's just a flat square of concrete. It's cracked, but it's still in one piece, and that leads onto the road, which is made up of what was tarmac at one point, but it's basically just been churned up now. So it's basically just like gravel and pressed dirt.
Nice.
Gritty mud.
Yeah.
So we're heading to the hospital, right?
You are heading down towards the Brighthelm Hospital.
Brighthelm Hospital.
Blighttown Hospital. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, just says follow this road all the way down until you can see the sea, if the mist isn't too bad, or there's this little patch of brown dirt and mud, and when you hit the little kind of round patch of brown mud, turn left up the hill, and it will be a big building on top of the hill.
Would I know where this place is?
I don't think it's anything you'd have been. Yeah, I don't think you would have been there before.
Okay.
Wilhelm might have known where it was, but it's unlikely that you would have gone there before because Blighttown is a very dangerous place.
Yes.
So it would definitely be somewhere you'd like to go, and having found out about it, you'd be like, ooh, because a very dangerous place where people don't go a lot is probably a really good place to go and salvage stuff.
Oh yeah.
But there is the downside of being really dangerous.
Okay.
Because, I mean...
So we follow the road, see a round patch of dirt and turn left.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's sketched out a little map, and it's basically just got like brown patch left. It's a really crudely drawn little stick.
The same way he did the other maps.
Yeah. So it doesn't. If you divert for this map at all, it's going to be useless. But yeah, as long as you follow it right.
All right. Let's hope we can spot a round piece of dirt.
Yeah.
We got this. All right.
I mean, as you're walking down there now, you can see like basically, there are like the remains of ruins all around you. I mean, from here, most of the buildings are quite small, and they've basically been completely destroyed. So they're basically just ruins of concrete pillars and like a few upright walls, but mostly just collapsed rubble. As you look further into the distance, you can see the buildings building up higher. So you start getting multi-story buildings where the top layers have collapsed and the sides walls have fallen, but there's still actually distinct levels in the buildings. And as you go further along, these gradually start building up higher and higher. And yeah, are you gonna just head up the main street?
We should probably have a bit of a look around, make sure that there's nothing coming in, like the mist, because that I assume is pretty bad. Make sure that there are no other things that could attack us, like some more feral rotters, because let's not do that again.
Yeah,
maybe there may be some other gangs here that could go for us, so we've got to be careful.
Something worth mentioning, the coast is a very dangerous area due to poisonous mists which tend to blow in off the sea. Blighttown is especially famous for this. It's partly where it's got its name from, and you know that these poisonous mists roll in, and if you get caught in them, it's really bad. It's probably deadly.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Certainly a really bad time while your lungs kind of start dissolving.
Yeah, let's not do that. So we need to keep an eye out for the mist, keep an eye out for gangers. Let's get this shit done. We need to get it done really quick.
Does the mist burn?
It will feel like it's burning.
Would anyone like to take a knowledge check?
Sure. I'm not really knowledgeable, but I'll do it.
You'd probably be the best person to do it.
I only have a 3.
You can take a knowledge or... yeah, knowledge check.
Oh no, what dice do I use? No, I got a 4.
4. Okay, fine. Yeah, you know that the mist is bad.
Mist is bad, okay.
But other than that, you've never really kind of shown much interest in it. You're like, I'm not going to go to Blighttown, doesn't matter.
That's silly. We don't want to go into Blighttown. Blighttown hurts.
Yeah. You know it's a bad place. Other than that, you don't mean anything else.
Yeah. The moment you see any sort of mist coming in, guys, we need to leg it like there's no tomorrow, because we don't have any breathing apparatus. We've got nothing covering or protecting us. We go straight in, get our shit, and we leave.
Okay.
Down the line. All right.
Is it cloudy?
It's one of those days when you can't. There's no discernible clouds, but there's like the sun. The sun is not.
It's just overcast.
Yeah, it's overcast. It's not like thick clouds like rolling across the sky. But you just can't. It's like
no discernible clouds.
Yeah.
Either the cloud is there is.
Well, because sometimes you actually have clouds flying over and blocking the sun, then passing over. Yeah. It's just one gigantic like layer of cloud, basically.
Yes. No. Are there clouds? Yes, there is an enormous cloud.
Yes, there is an enormous cloud blocking.
Holy fuck. Okay.
There is one ginormous cloud.
Yeah. Okay. You just told him like mist and clouds. He's just gonna be. I'm just gonna be eyeing the sky. Untrustworthy.
No, the sky had fallen on our heads.
Is that how he understands mist? Is a cloud falls on his head?
Yeah.
That's basically what it is, yeah. In essence, that's kind of what
it
is.
Do you realise how unscientific that is? Except in this case, it's very scientific.
Actually kind of scientific, yeah. It's not wrong. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely not right, but it's not exactly wrong.
I'm just going to walk along, eyeing the clouds, sort of, untrustworthily. Don't you fall. I'll get you.
No. It will get you. Don't pick a fight with a cloud.
It look a bit like a mushroom.
No, that's different.
They get you high.
Oh.
Well, mostly. Okay.
So
we
when you
meander
guys
down
walk
this.
along, how are you walking along, chatting to each other? Are you running? Are you sneaking along quietly, keeping an eye out, or
We go at a brisk pace. But we
are you
need
just
to keep
trying to
an
get
eye
there
out.
as quickly as possible?
We need to keep an eye out though.
Who's going in front?
I assume we can walk sort of as a group.
Okay, you're walking in line, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, everyone take perception checks.
You Herb's just loafing along.
Oh my god! This dice hates me.
Is it 10?
4.
Botch.
Okay.
And what?
Huzzah!
Yeah, basically you're walking along. You notice or you hear the sounds of some. You hear the sound of something clattering ahead, but at the same time as that happens, he trips on a loose floorboard and falls into her, and they both go sprawling on the floor. So you're not entirely sure if it was just him falling over or something in the distance.
Wow, get off! Oh, dude.
No more of that. Just pick him up at the back of his coat.
Thank you. Oh, I'll get to my feet. Now, we've got to be really careful. These floorboards are lethal.
Yes, I trip.
It's okay. It's fine. We're
Floorboards,
fine. We're
middle of the
good.
road.
It's fine. It's a floorboard. It's alright. We're walking across like a building. We don't have to necessarily walk straight down the road.
Oh, so you're walking down the 3 buildings at the side of the road.
Apparently, we tripped on the floorboard.
That was a loose bit of
Paving?
Paving.
yes.
Maybe
Sorry,
he
did
just
I-
doesn't-
floorboard.
Did I say
Okay.
floorboard?
Yes,
maybe,
you did.
maybe Colin just doesn't know the word for paving slab,
Oh, it's a paving slab.
not floorboard.
Paving.
I actually
Oh.
meant like one of those loose
Yeah, it's
blocks of concrete or
Yeah.
tarmac or something, basically
Paving slab.
twisted.
Oh, okay. I'll make a note.
You're welcome.
Slabby.
Slab. Slab's a good one. We understand what you mean then.
Yes.
Floorboard. I mean, floorboard technically isn't incorrect. I mean, it is something square shaped on the ground. But
On
it
the,
is
on the floor.
on the floor.
Moving
yeah.
on from this floorboard thing. Anyway, yeah. You carry on
No,
with
we're
this.
having a conversation in character. We're describing to our Russian friend what a slab is. Don't you dare cut across our rock like time, sir.
Okay,
We're done now. You can carry
all
on.
this talk of paving slabs is now confusing Herb. He takes the spinal board off of his back and puts it on the floor. He's like, is that a floorboard now? It's a
Technically,
board on the floor.
It is a board on the floor, but you wouldn't traditionally find it always on the floor.
Oh.
It wouldn't be you wouldn't walk into a building and this be nothing but spinal boards on the floor.
This is a weird building.
In a messy hospital.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be all. It wouldn't be the only thing. There'd be something under them, like a
Okay.
floorboard.
Okay.
It's okay, Herb.
Okay, I'm gonna lie on the spinal board. Is this still a slab?
No, this.
That's my board.
Okay,
Yank
I
it out.
feel like
Come on,
maybe
Give.
maybe we should keep walking on and keep an eye out for mist and keep an eye out for gangers because we're kind of vulnerable right here with you laying on the ground.
Hang on, it's too late.
Oh god damn it! I feel like you've been punished for role playing. I feel like this is not okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As we walk along, I notice a set of rails.
It's okay. You
Are they
guys,
are they the same rails that you would have on a spinal board?
No,
Yeah.
they're the sort of rails we might run a train upon.
Oh right,
Oh.
so they're that long metallic thick rails, and if you go either side of them, the cart falls off and then eventually gets picked up and put back on there.
Yes,
Like when-
possibly by the hand,
Yeah.
as of like an angry god.
Yeah. I love
are you
you.
done?
Are we done? Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah, why not?
Herb, you notice a group of people approaching you along the street who have come out of one of the buildings at the side of the road, which is where you thought the clattering sound came from.
Huh.
Before you guys had a loud conversation, he started laying on the board in the middle of the street.
I'll help Colin up.
I pick up my spinal board.
Anyway, the group coming up towards you, there are 6 of them, and they have 2 dogs with them. And
Bad
you can
dogs.
see they've got a array of different equipment and weaponry on them. They aren't pointing guns at you. They have weapons at the ready. You can see some of them have got pistols holstered on their trousers, and some of them are carrying them, got them tucked to the back of their trousers, and a couple of them have got bigger shotguns, which they're kind of carrying pointed down towards the ground, so they're not actually aggressively coming towards you, but you can tell all of them are armed. And the 2 dogs they've got there are on leashes, but they're kind of straining to get towards you. And the guy at the front kind of walks up towards you and say, this one's a rotter. And he nods and he goes, good morning.
Hello.
Are you travelling into Blighttown?
I thought we'd give it a stroll, yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything we need to watch out for?
Yeah, there's mist. Mist's pretty bad.
Is it bad in there now?
Well, it wasn't like 20 minutes ago when we came up the road, but you never really can tell.
Oh, then thanks for the heads up.
No problem. Do you have anything for trade?
Maybe.
I have a tarp.
We need the top.
I have to.
Okay, you can sell one of the tops, that's fine.
I put out the 5x5 tarp that I took off the window at the hospital.
Okay.
I have tarp.
We basically mostly have. We're basically mostly empty at the moment. We're just looking for new things.
Okay.
But we have a tarp to sell if you really want one.
Well, one thing we've got, you guys might find useful, is we've got a map of the sewer systems, which, if the mists roll in, is a really good place to hide.
Mm.
It's yours for 5 tack, if you want it.
How truthful is this dude being? Is he just winding me up? She wouldn't know. I know it's useful, but I don't think she would.
Would you like to take a barter check to see whether it's like a valuable item?
Yes, yes, I would. 12.
12. Yeah, you know that the you've heard, now that he's mentioned it, you've heard that there are a sewer system in Blighttown, and you know that it's actually used a lot because it's where people go to avoid the mist. So,
is it worth 5 tack?
if you need to escape the mist, or you get lost in there and can't find your way out, it's probably worth 5 tack. But then again, to a starving man, a tack is worth more than a tack. So
That's true.
depends how desperate you are, really.
I give him a winning smile. You know, that the radiance of the sun, or not sun. What is it?
Overcast.
The
dreary day.
overcast, dreary day. Just it's just a counterpoint.
It started to just drizzle slightly. Just that really slight, where the moisture's just hanging slightly heavily in the air.
That makes my white shirt stick to my chest somewhat more.
Yeah.
I have the contrast of the dreariness around me versus the brightness of my overall personality and obviously her good looks. I wouldn't give him a winning smile. I was like, maybe we can do a bit more of a deal on that. I mean, 5 is a bit steep, as I said. We're just wandering in. Maybe 3 is more acceptable. I mean, do a girl a favour. I mean, you have a bunch of dogs, and you must remember some of the map. I mean,
Sadly, they've got dog. You know how expensive dog food is.
I assume it's pretty expensive, yeah. But I was thinking maybe 3 will be more acceptable.
For the lowest I could possibly come to is 4.
It's raining. He said it was a nice day. Can't trust him.
That's kind of true.
It was nice a few minutes ago. But of course, I'm more familiar
was
with
cloudy.
underground than above ground, so.
I think 4 is reasonable. Yeah.
It's a good offer.
We can do 4. That's
Alright.
good.
Holds out the map.
I take the map. I give him 4 tack.
Excellent.
Does it look like a really good, genuine map? Or is it a really shitty,
It's definitely like
Is it a Kevin style map or an actual map?
It's better than Kevin's style map,
Okay.
because the Kevin map is literally just how to get from point A to point B. This is actually someone's actually drawn out like the different passages and how they join to each other. It looks like it's been drawn by, or it looks like a copy of a map that's been drawn by different people. So it looks like it's kind of been stenciled because bits of it are in slightly different scale to the rest of it. So it looks like someone's got loads of different little maps and kind of put them together and basically built it together like that. But it does look like it's quite a large, detailed map. It's so it looks like if you could figure out where you were, he's got a couple of things where it like mentions certain landmarks, and you've got a couple of annotations where it's one of them says like one of them has like a cross next to it. One of them has like there's got the sea at the bottom, so it's basically a big a big line and then like 2 little wavy lines underneath it, which you assume means sea, or you can ask him if it means sea. And you've got a couple of other little symbols and stuff around as well.
What do these symbols mean?
Basically, they're he points. He comes and goes. So that's the hospital up on top of the hill.
Ooh, excellent.
And that one there, the cross, that's was once a church. It's underneath it there's a it's kind of in the middle of this like big muddy patch now, but it's kind of like the low ground. So
Okay. Well, thanks for that. What's this? I point to what looks like a meeting place.
oh, he's like that's the Pav Tav. It's a little pub.
It's on the sewers.
It's in the sewers, yeah.
It's in the sewers.
Yeah. Well, we want to have it above ground. You have to keep evacuating every 5 minutes.
True. I've never heard of a pub in a sewers, but okay.
It's all right.
I mean, we can check it out if we get stuck, I guess. But
You need a place to sleep. I recommend it.
trying not to be in Blighttown too long, honestly.
Well, everyone tries not to, but it depends on the weather.
Exactly. We'll see how it goes. Thank you very much for the map. We appreciate your help in custom.
Where are we on the map?
He points down to like the he takes it off, he turns it the other way around to the seas pointing away from you, and he's like, "You're up there," and he points to the top. So you're away from the sea.
Finger on it, I turn it around so you can see where the sea is versus where we are. We're there.
And he's like, "The sea's that way." And he points down behind him.
Thank you.
I get my crayon out and just dot. There.
I fold the map up. I give it to Colin. Here, you might have better luck with this than I do.
The boat nods at you, and they head back into one of the buildings at the side of the road and start rummaging.
All right, let's roll on then.
Cool.
We continue
Excellent.
with Kevin's map.
Cool.
Go above ground. I don't want to go into the sewers.
It's fine. You don't have to. So the option is there.
It'll be dark and smelly in there.
It might not be. It might not be. So lots of rain coming through will clean out the sewers, and we haven't been using the sewer system for a very long time.
Yeah.
So it's probably clean down there.
Yeah, but it'll be like muddy and smelly.
It'll probably smell, but not as bad as like the sewers that Wilhelm told you about when he was a younger boy.
Yeah, he's weird. He hangs out in sewers.
Sure. Okay, sure.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, you're wandering down the road, and you come to eventually a large muddy patch. In the sense, so basically the road splits off, and like there's a passage that goes around to the left and to the right, and you've got a muddy, basically field in the middle.
Big round patch. Said turn left, right?
I believe so, yes.
Alright, let's do the left-hand turn then.
There are, as you come to it, there's an immediate left turn, and then there's 3 more left turns heading down there.
He said turn left. We should turn left, right?
Yes.
No, we should turn left, correct.
Probably
Let's not confuse Herb.
the first left, yes.
Okay. Sounds like the correct option. So let's do that. But we're taking the first left.
So the first left is just before it forks around this bit. So just as you're standing at the head looking at this field, you've got one immediately to your left, and then you've got one to the left of the field, and then.
Did you say go past the round thing and then turn left?
Do you remember?
That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, while we're standing here, do we see the church?
Yes, the ruins of the church are in the middle.
Well, we've got the map of the sewers that we could compare.
You could definitely find your way through the sewers.
Alright, let's do coin toss. What do you think? First left or the one afterwards? Because frankly, Pot wasn't really listening to Kevin. Because, yeah. First or second left? Like this one before the dirt or after the dirt?
The one in the dirt.
The one in the dirt.
The one near the dirt.
The one near the dirt.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one is nearest to the dirt? The first turning or the second turning?
The second turning is nearer to the dirt.
Okay. What do you reckon we should do? The first turning before the dirt or the first turning after the dirt?
To be honest, if we don't know for sure, we may as well just pick one and go for it.
So we should follow him.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I wasn't really listening to Kevin. I had other things in my mind, so we'll take that one.
So the second turning it.
Yes, the one nearest to the dirt.
Can I have a map?
No. You're going to cover it with crayon?
No.
Do you promise?
Yeah.
Then you'll have to ask Colin, because Colin has the map.
The Kevin map.
Oh no, you can have Kevin map. Kevin map is shite.
Yeah.
There you go.
going to draw the church on the
Okay.
map. Crayon.
That's cool.
This is why he shouldn't have the
And
normal
I'm
map.
going to draw like the point roughly where we met the men with the
Okay.
dogs. I'm going to like draw the dogs.
Okay.
And like a little like smiley man.
As he's doodling, I'll just like do the thing where I take his arm so he can doodle while we walk.
That's cool. Yeah, you just escort him up the second. That's cool. Yeah, there's quite a steep hill, and yeah, it winds up. Goes for a long steep, and then it kind of goes through. It flattens out briefly, and then you can see in the distance it slopes up slightly again. But as you come up to this first flat bit, there's off to your left. There's like a scrubby, overgrown bit of like scrub. So there's like some trees.
Scrubby overgrown scrub.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, the scrub is so scrubby, it's overgrown by scrub.
It's completely overgrown scrub.
Holy fuck!
So
He's
it's
like that
basically
hedge is so hedgy it's covered in hedge.
Yeah.
This is a super hedgy hedge. This hedge is hedging it all the way.
Yeah, it's ivy
really
choked
hedgy
ivy.
dispersed.
Yep, the ivy's been choked with ivy.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
there's,
the
there's
scrubby
brambles
scrub.
and
Yep.
tree. Basically, around the bottom of these trees, it's all just brambles have just like sprayed around the whole bit of it. And
Let's
you
not go
can-
over there.
yeah,
Okay.
you can hear the sounds of like crunching and noise of like something big and heavy moving around in the little scrubland area.
Probably not. Is it directly in our path?
It's slightly to the left of the path, but you have to walk past it to get up to the end of the road.
Boomer?
No, maybe a bit too much attention. Are there any alleys and sideways to our right?
Yeah, basically there's a so you've come up here, you can see there's basically like a crossroad, there's a road going left and right, this scrubland just off on the left, and then the road straight ahead of you, so you could cut to the right and try and cut down an alleyway.
I think we should cut around it. We don't know what is in there, and there's some pretty horrible beasts down here. Pretty fucking dangerous things out here. We
I
should try and
agree.
scoot around it. Okay.
Can I get you to take a stealth check?
Sneak?
Yep.
Some might call them sneak checks.
Skullduggery check from all of you.
Hey, I did better than you.
7.
9.
Okay.
Botch!
Botch.
I did
Okay.
the best.
I was just thinking like, I bet just do it just to see if anyone botches, because really that's the only way this could go wrong, and someone botches.
I trip over one of those floorboards known as slabs.
Okay.
Look out for the floorboards.
What?
Actually, you're about to step onto one of these like flagstones, and he suddenly says that, and you go whoa, and you grab the thing nearest to you, which is like one of these old ornate lampposts, and you whoa, that was close, and then it goes and just tips over and just smashes into the floor, and you're just like, oops.
I freeze there, like still having like held this lamppost, like we should run.
Yeah.
Wow, you're strong.
Yeah, you suddenly.
Bearing that in mind, I'm asking you to move. Don't make me ask you to move.
You suddenly hear like a roaring sound from the scrubland.
Yep,
and
we
the,
should run. We should
And
run.
the sound of pounding feet coming towards you. Can I get all of you guys to take a reflex saving throw for me as you
Oh,
try
what?
and leg it into cover? I assume you're trying to leg it into an alleyway.
Oh yeah. I'll do much better at that. 12.
Crit.
Jesus.
13.
Like a nuke.
Okay. Because you guys were pretty quickly there, yeah. You basically see it, you're like, quick, cheese it, and you just belt into this alleyway, and yeah, Herb kind of gets there first and kind of drags you guys into cover, just as something huge kind of bursts out of the scrubland there, and you guys just pelt it as you down the alleyway, out
Yes.
of cover. Yeah, you can hear the sound as roaring and pounding feet behind you, but it seems to be kind of at the other end of the alleyway. It's not following you down, so yeah.
Awesome.
You guys managed to leg it out of there without
We are
incurring
so good.
any additional.
And I'm super strong.
So yeah, you this alleyway works all the way up there, and you can see it heads up to a large building at the end up on top of the hill, which appears to be the one you've been trying to find. So yeah,
Wow, I can see why Mitchell likes you. You're so strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you do that?
I work out a lot.
That must be why you set me up with Mitchell so much. I never see you do that.
Work out.
Yeah.
No, I do it at home. You know, the girl is very big, and I have to carry her and lift her, and you get strong.
Okay.
I don't recommend having a little girl that you have to carry around because you You might find it tiresome.
Alright. I'll leave
I
the
just
girls
have
alone.
terrible image that he would just go around and like find a small child to look after. I'm like, but that person has a parent. Please don't take them away from their family just because you want to be stronger.
He'll go like, can I go back to mummy now? No, not until I'm strong.
I feel like big and strong like Karen. I just had these horrible images. That's what he'd do with the information. Please don't do that.
Just steal a toddler and carry them around.
I don't appear to be getting any stronger.
I'm bored. I don't like you, Unky Herb.
Need to find a new child.
This one broken.
Right. So you guys make it up to the top of the hill, and yeah, the large building is before you.
Wow.
I look around. Can we see any mist rolling in?
Yeah, if you're going to look round behind you, because you're up on you're up on top of the hill now.
Yes.
You're on the alleyway, so you have a somewhat restricted view, but down behind you can kind of just see out over town. You can see the dirt patch that you were in at the bottom. Mist has basically spilled off across that and is heading northwards back up towards Tim's where you came from. You can't see any up where you are, but you can definitely see it spilling across the bottom of the valley.
Alright, we need to be super careful. Very, very quick. We need to figure out where the nearest entrance to the sewer is in case we have to bolt. Where's the nearest entrance to the sewer?
Looking at your map, there are 3 entrances there's one entrance inside the hospital, and there's one out the front and one out the back.
Alright, we should make the first priority finding these sewer entrances. We need to get the stuff, but we need to be able to get out, because if we're dead, we make no money. Alright,
Yes,
okay.
that would not be good.
No, that would definitely not be good. Alright, okay, let's find the one out the front.
Okay. Yeah, you go around to the front of the hospital there, and the road is full of the wrecks of cars. Basically, it looks like there were loads and loads and loads of cars that were all just bundled in to try and get in front of this hospital. So it's basically just a solid graveyard of cars that were just stacked solidly on the road. So you assume that the entrance to the sewers is under one of these cars somewhere.
Okay, maybe the one out the front is not an idea. I'm really strong, but I don't think I can lift a car.
Maybe if we try together.
That's a good point. There are 3 of us. Alright, has a needs, I guess. Let's try and find a sewer entrance.
You're gonna get down like yeah, okay. Yeah, you let's take a perception test to see how quickly you can find it.
6.
6. Okay, yeah, it takes you a while. You basically crisscross the street
Is
several
anyone else
times.
looking? Come on, guys. You need to find a sewer entrance. Go on.
What's it look like?
It's round.
6.
It's round.
Yep.
There's one. I point at the wheel of a car.
No, it's on the ground. Where the floorboards are, it's round.
There's one. I point at a wheel. The car that's fallen off is on the floor.
No. It's part of the ground. It's not a wheel. You know what a wheel is. You know what a tyre is. It's not one of those. It's just round. It's on the ground. It's in the ground. Part of the ground.
Okay. It's 4. It's a 6. Like,
Oh, God
it's round and it's on the ground.
I like the idea that you're crawling around, he's just following you, pretending he knows what he's looking at. Just like, yeah, I'm helping.
Yeah. After a few minutes, I get bored and I just sit at the side of the road, like draw a little circle with my crayon. It's like, found one.
I'll try and open it.
And what did you get?
What did you get?
What did I get? I got a 6.
Hey!
Okay. You guys
Number of the
spend
beast.
about
6 club.
You spend about 10 minutes crawling around under these cars, shuffling under them. Some of them are like sunk so low that you can't actually get under them anymore, like where the wheels have basically fallen off. It's just completely crushed. So you have to kind of shuffle around them all. You eventually do find it, and it looks like there's a big square blockish car on top of it. But there is enough.
Blockish cars.
How intact is this big square blockish vehicle?
If it's a blockish vehicle, it's like a smart car, right?
Well, it depends.
He's
He's a
picked that
big. He's a
up
big.
Big blockish
Oh.
car.
If
Think-
it's like
really
a
big smart
Hello?
car.
if it's like a big ass van, you
Think-
could
think-
just be able to just walk into it.
Possibly
and
think
kick through
like-
the floor.
think ambulance.
right.
Shit.
How wedged is this ambulance?
It's got like vehicles like wedged on all sides. However, because the vehicles are wedged in so tightly, the wheels haven't been able to move because they've been wedged in by other cars, so it's actually still above the ground. So you have got about that much clearance to crawl underneath it.
So, yeah.
I don't think we're going to leave that out the way. It's not like one of these shitty little other cars around here.
No.
I think this may be beyond us.
Yeah.
Alright, I leave the ambulance.
that and the fact that Herb weighs 22 stone.
Holy crap.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to loot the ambulance, please.
Okay, yeah, go in there and have a.
How about barter? Come
Yeah,
on.
go on then. Have a bath to see if you can find anything useful in it.
Oh yeah. 15.
Okay. I mean, this thing has been pretty gutted. It's been sitting out in the wild after being blown up in a nuclear explosion for 100 years. There's not an awful lot of salvageable goods in it. However, you do find tucked away, like in the back, there's like a still fairly sealed unit, and you find some bandages in there.
I'll take bandages.
You
They're
find
good.
some bandages. Yeah.
I'll add bandages to my list of stuff. Bandages.
Yeah, you find a carton of what you assume would be some kind of like alcohol or antiseptic, but it's dried up long ago.
Sure. Bandages. Okay.
That's pretty much all you can find of use in there.
It just
Oh,
flew
okay.
away.
Just rolling. Just rolling. That's fine. Alright, I don't think we're going to get in through this one. Maybe just go to fun one in the hospital.
Okay.
So you're gonna head in through the front doors, yeah?
Sure.
Cool.
Make sure that nobody's watching us and nobody's inside.
Yeah, as you get up from like looking for the sewer and heading towards the door, looking down the street back towards where you came from, you can see the mist is starting to roll up the hill towards you.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have had a thought that is very clever and practical, but Herb is way too dumb to have had it.
Okay.
Can I
throw
take
it
like a
up.
straight up intellect to try and see if he would realise this?
Realise what?
A very obvious and common
Well,
sense thing.
If you don't think he would know it, tell us and we'll see if we would know it.
Yeah, it feels a bit meta.
Of course it's meta, but there's also... I'm also not a trader, I'm also not a gunsmith,
Yeah.
so anyone gives
Okay,
me information
yeah.
on guns, I'll take it.
Okay, the obvious and very practical thing is the fact that the entrance to the sewers at the back would be up the hill away from the fog, rather than finding the one that's down here in the fog.
Not necessarily.
Well, yeah, because the hospital there backs into Whitehawk. Which
Well, this
is
No,
hospital
no, no,
is
no,
on
but
top of the hill.
that's because we know what the layout is.
This
because
is
we're-
basically level on top of the hill.
Yeah, because we're obviously assuming that we know it is because it's based on a real place, but in this world that may not be the case.
Yeah.
I'm only very loosely basing this on
Yeah.
reality because
Yeah.
I'm assuming most people wouldn't know Brian level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Fair
it's a
enough.
hospital on top of the hill, and
Yeah.
I'm just going to say for the sake of it, it's level on top of the hill.
Well, I was going to say because the one at the back would be further away from the sea as well, so it might be an entrance that other people use to get into the sewers.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be easier to find and safer to get to.
Well, basically, there were three sewers. You've written off the front one because you wouldn't be able to get under the.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to get under the squeeze under the
Yeah,
ambulance to get out
exactly.
there. So that means you've either got the one in the hospital or the one at the back of it. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
down to two anyway.
Alright, let's go look for the one inside the hospital then.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you head into the hospital itself. You're going through like the main entrances. It was from the looks of it, this must have been glass at some point because it's basically now just a series of steel beams which are just supporting nothing. So it's just like another big open area now, where once would have been sealed off. Basically everything around here is pretty much rust and ruin. You can see where there would have been like the remains of chairs. The plastic of the chairs is still standing, but most of like the metal legs have like rusted away and like collapsed over time. But as you there were a series of swing doors up ahead which have collapsed backwards, but they're not quite laying flat, so it looks like there's something behind the doors that they've basically fallen onto.
Mm-hmm. We need to move a bit sharpish because that mist is rolling up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
In
Yep. We walk in over the falling down
purposefully.
doors.
That's cool. Okay, yeah, you get over the doors and you can see that basically they're resting on the remains of other chairs which they basically collapsed onto, which were the outside the door. You can see also like round here, there's like in Orthington Hospital, there was just debris everywhere. It looks like there was obviously a hell of a lot of activity going on here when everything fell apart, and there were just the fact that there's like chairs right up against this door show literally like everything is just packed in here. There are bits of rusty equipment laying in the middle of corridors. There are like the remains of beds and things like that like scattered all over the place, and it's also quite dark in here as well.
Would we have some sort of light?
would you carry a light of some kind with you? What kind of light would you carry if you had one?
I would like one of those lights that you do the squeezy thing.
You want Kevin's light?
I do.
Did you buy Kevin's light from him?
No.
So you don't have Kevin's light?
Can I burn my legendary points to say I have one?
No, but
Oh.
next time you're near a trader, well, you know, the traders you passed recently that had things for sale.
Well, I didn't know they had a squeezy light.
They probably, well, they may not have done, but if you were willing to burn a legendary point, there is a possibility that one was there. But you never know. You may find one somewhere in the hospital. Tell you what, if you want to, how many legendary points do you have?
I have 3.
You burn 2 of them. I'll see you can find one.
Fuck yeah. What? What?
Fire start.
Yeah, but I want to walk around with a squidgy light that actually is useful rather than walk around like, I'm going to walk around with some fire on the end of my finger, which makes no sense.
Well, no. We go. I'm going to walk up to a chair.
Yeah, but when we're trying to search rooms, you're not going to carry around a flaming chair, are you?
Yeah, you carry around the cushion.
Ridiculous.
You carry around the cushion. One corner of it's on fire.
Is this why Herb is covered in burns? He just sets things on
Maybe.
fire and walks around with them rather than finding a torch.
To be fair, it could also explain his, like, you know, mental capacity, like constantly like burning plastic.
That's true, yeah.
So, like, small sealed room with burning plastic. Herb feel really good.
Alright, I'll strike off 2 of my legendary
Okay.
points and then...
Yeah, basically, as you're walking down the corridor, you find like a janitorial closet on the side, and you open it up, and you can see there's like little supplies in there, and there's basically like a couple of old torches, which are actually like proper battery powered ones, which the batteries have gone dead in, and there's also one of these little. There's like, it looks like someone's just hidden it around the back in case of ultimate emergencies, and it's one of these little squeezy ones, and it's it's a little hippo.
It's a hippo.
It's a little hippo.
Oh man, I have a hippo squidge light. That's amazing. Alright, I'm adding
And it's
that to my
actually
list.
shaped so its mouth is like open, and when you squeeze it, its mouth opens and shuts.
Hippo squidge light.
Yep.
I think they have proper names, but they're called them squidge in my world.
Okay, squidge lights. It's fine. I understand what you mean.
Sweet. Hey, I found a squidge light.
Oh.
You found
that
at the
was
moment.
lucky.
Yeah.
It's at the moment the whatever stores the power in it, like Pastor or whatever it is basically not charging up properly. So basically, as soon as you all the time you're squeezing it, it will emit light. As soon as you stop squeezing it, it fades very quickly.
Oh, that's terrifying.
So, you know, possibly you may be able to fix it or replace it with something that will make it hold light for longer. But at the moment, it doesn't.
I'll have to get Mitchell to have a look at this. I mean, I could look at it, but I don't think we have time. So, alright, we have some sort of shitty light.
Okay.
Attach it to my gun.
How?
I have electrical tape, man.
Okay. So you're going to be sitting there, kind of squeezing.
Well, I'm going to put it on the top, so you know, it's just like squid, 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 squid.
Is it a pistol you've got?
Yeah, a pistol.
So you just got a pistol. It's a squid, squid.
No. So it's attached to the side of it so that I can hold the gun like that and then squidge.
That's just like awesome. It's like the least effective pistol ever. Like, if I stop vibrating my gun, I can't see.
Well, no, because you said it fades out over time,
Yeah.
right? So you squidge it. Oh, this would kill. Boom, and then the light goes out.
okay,
and
yeah,
switch back
it would be enough for you to
Thank
take like, a
you.
shot. That's fine.
Fucker.
But yeah, okay.
What?
You could just do the classic thing of.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm attaching it to my gun, man, because I want to hold my gun steady.
It's possible she's never seen like modern cop films or something like that.
Yeah, she would never have seen a modern cop
Yeah, so
film.
why should you learn the Weaver stance?
What?
That, the Weaver stance.
Well, from every person around ever.
Anyway, yeah. So you head to this hospital you show around there. So yeah, you've gone up to the hospital, but basically your map ends at the hospital.
That's fine.
So from here, this is basically all Tim knew. He knew where the hospital was, but he didn't know the layout of the hospital or anything.
Alright, we need to find the sewer, so it's going to be an entrance down somewhere. Usually they're down. You might find them at the top here, so we've got to have a look around. We need to find a hospital map. Yeah.
Alright, we need to look for things.
Yes,
Okay.
we need to look for a hospital map.
Okay.
Sometimes they're on walls, that sort of thing.
I'm going to go also to the janitorial closet and like find a mop. And I'm going to like, because it's probably going to be really old and crispy.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
It's basically it's like where it's been like put down.
Yeah.
It's kind of down and out, and it's just crispified like that. So
Yeah.
it's basically like a.
They're not like mops, not like how we use at home. They're the big like flat floor mops. They wouldn't have the traditional mops.
Alright, fine.
Yeah.
It's like a big
Be a
one.
floor mop.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes. Well, I assume it's also like rusted, so it doesn't have the pivot on it anymore. And what I do is I take the fuse, otherwise known as dirty rag, out of the top of one of my boomers, and I just sprinkle a bit of very flammable God knows what on there.
That's cool.
And I light it, and I throw it back over my shoulder. I walk along with this big old smoky, like burning light behind me. It's probably dripping God knows what on the floor, but there's plenty of light now. We can see things.
Okay.
What?
And everyone's eyes are burning from the smoky residue of
Oh, we
Hawthorns.
take a step back. Like, what are you doing?
Light.
Yeah, but that burns.
Yeah. Light.
Yeah, my eyes. My eyes, dude.
Yeah.
There's the layer of smoky soot rolling across the ceiling above you.
That's disturbing and gross. Maybe we shouldn't have done.
More light than that.
Yes, I know, but we're trying to not draw too much attention.
It's fog. No one around.
That's true.
Anyway, now that you've got some light sources, you notice that as you walk along this corridor, there are 3 bands of colour along the wall. You've got orange, purple, and green.
I look for a map on a wall somewhere because these colours mean nothing to me.
Okay, there's no map on this wall. There's just these 3 bands leading along.
You could go and see where it leads, I suppose.
Well, there's crossroads up at the end, so you're going to head up towards crossroads.
Sure.
Okay, there's a couple of doors on either side as you go up there. Some of them are open and some of them are shut. You stick your head in or carry on?
We've probably still got heads in. I mean, if they're filled with like feral rotters, we need to know. Let's not get attacked from behind because that's not a good idea. Alright.
Okay, yeah.
I have a plan.
Oh no.
Kick door. Go.
I kick the door. I
thrust the mop in, so anything in there is dazzled with bright light.
Okay.
I just walk in. Completely, like, before there's any time for anything to, like, recoil, I just, and then just walk in.
Okay. You walk in, and this particular room has got plastic, opaque plastic drapes all along the room. So it's like almost like a shower curtain, but basically pulls like all these different cubicles. Basically, got them all pulled shut around them, so you can see, like, from where you come across there. You come from the head of the room. It goes on quite a long. It's quite narrow but quite long, and you can see all down both left and right sides. You've got this opaque curtain where it's been separated off in little bits.
Top.
Maybe we should come back for these. Or just to make sure there's nothing in here right now.
Can
We
I
need
get
to secure
perception
our
checks from
exit.
You, because you went in the first.
There are things behind the top.
Maybe.
But I only got an 8, so I won't know.
8.
Really?
You see, you can see basically with the smoke kind of like guttering off this thing. You basically kind of got like the flickering lights going across it, so it's really hard to tell if there's anything behind them. It looks like there are things behind them, but it's also like flickering light. It's really difficult to tell. It might be your imagination, it might be shadows, or it might be something moving behind there.
So, what you're telling me is
Oh,
Herbert walked
no.
into a dark room,
Oh,
and there are flickering things all
don't
around him,
like
possibly
how this is
behind,
going.
Yep.
terrifying, billowing
I
tops.
do not like how this is going.
I'm just gonna javelin them up at the closest stop.
Okay.
What are you doing?
It's moving!
Okay. You launch the thing at it, and it just like it hits into the tarp. The tarp kind of like folds around it, and it drops to the floor. And you see the flames just flicker up and start spreading out in a beautiful, flowery
Ooh,
flame,
it's pretty.
which kind of quickly spreads across the curtain. And as this the curtain falls down, you can see there are basically like a load of beds behind it. So it basically like the burning curtain collapses back over the beds, setting fire to the bedding, and any of the other furniture used were stuffed in there as well. And basically, like, you see there's actually the curtains spread around either side of it, so they all burst into flame as well, and flame just spreads down the left-hand side of this ward. But there wasn't anyone behind the first one, at least.
I think that side's clear.
However, there is like horrible black smoke billowing out of these things, which is really kind of burning your lungs.
I look at Colin and like indicate we should grab the back of him, and then we pull him out of the room.
Okay.
It was only a little smoky.
Let's just close the door, and if there is anything in there, hopefully they'll smoke themselves to death. Alright.
I took care of it.
Good job, Herb. We move on.
Okay. Yeah. So you pull the door closed behind you. It's one of, like, you know, the hinges have basically been like knackered by you kicking it open, but you basically kind of wedge it back into place again, and it kind of loosely fits. Basically, the only bit that's really holding it on is the actual latch. The rest of it is basically loose, but you manage to kind of pull it back into place as best you can.
Yep, that's fine. We can deal with that.
Okay. And yeah, you head down to the road. Are you going to go to the crossroads? Or are you going to check in some of the other rooms?
We should check the other rooms. The premise still remains that we need to see if there's anything that could attack us in here.
Okay. Yeah. So you look at the just a little bit further on the right. There's another room. This one, the door's already open, and you go in there, have a look round, and this is like a looks like a small like a little office. There are cupboards all round the top of the rooms on two sides, and there's like a really deep worktop at the back side there. So yeah, you have a poke. Are you going to poke in the cupboards or anything like that, or?
I put my arm in and just like rap really hard against the side of the door to see if I can provoke anyone to come out in here.
Yeah, no, there's no one in here. It's quite a small room.
Then yeah, we'll move on. We need to find the exit, but we need to make sure that we're not going to get attacked.
Okay, yeah, and as you
Is there a computer in there?
no.
No.
But yeah, so you head along there, and there's basically one more room on the left, and then you hit the crossroads just slightly up ahead.
Having seen Karen so deftly just knock on the door,
What have we done?
I've got this. Hello.
Is that on the next door? Yeah. Okay, yeah. You hear, you knock on the door, and you hear like a distant screeching sound.
There's someone in.
Is it the screeching come from the room?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, tool up.
Boomer.
No. Small room, confined people. Let's not accidentally set ourselves on fire or smoke ourselves out any more than you already are.
But
no, it's not a good idea. Do you want me to open the door?
yeah,
Please don't. Please just come. Please help. I'll just like open the door.
I'll stand in front of her.
Thank you.
So who's opening the door?
Me.
Okay, you're opening the door, and you guys standing in the doorway.
Yes.
Okay, you swing the door open, and this huge, enormous flock of pigeons just bursts past you.
No!
And
Run! Run from the
and, you're
pigeons!
just like, ah!
Run from the ridges!
And yeah, you just are just like swarmed by this vicious
Oh
pack
god.
of
No,
pigeons.
not the Ridgeons. Fuck them. Oh. Okay. Good job. Ridgeons, not good, but good job. We should go to the crossroads now. Come on.
maybe should have boomed.
No, because it'd be attacked by flaming Ridgeons.
Could be tasty.
It could be very tasty, but let's not right now.
Tasty.
Oh god.
But yeah, the pigeons are basically just spread up out the corridors and now settling on various things up the corridor, looking.
Maybe we can get one on the way back. We can take a
Yeah.
Ridgeon to go. Chocolate Ridgeon to go, please.
Do they have a drive-through?
Oh, well, we'd have to get a vehicle for that. Although there
Anyway,
are plenty of better wheels.
as you glance back up the corridor and see these ridges up there, you can see there's thick tendrils of black smoke coming through the door that you prop back up behind you.
Huh. Did you actually set fire to something in there? Or did you leave the broom in there?
What?
You see the room with all the dark stuff coming out? When you attack the things that you thought were there but aren't?
Probably nothing.
Did you set fire to something?
Maybe.
What did you set fire to?
A mop.
You left the mop in there?
Yeah.
Oh god. Well,
It was moving.
the mob.
What's the moving?
The thing was moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, we should try and move as quickly as we can because there's a mist rolling in
There's a
and
fire.
you've set fire to the
Mm.
hospital.
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit.
This is not the first accidental firing of an area that you've done. We'll deal with it the same way we normally do. We'll just keep running.
Leave.
Yes, we leave. We go to the crossroads.
It's like I've opened up my shirt. I've pulled out my little instructions from Mitchell. It just has, in case of fire, leave.
They're the only words you can read.
Basically, they're the only words you bothered writing for him. It's like, yeah, you just,
So good.
yeah, just leave.
So good.
Cool.
Just put it back inside my mince pocket.
Right, so
Thanks,
you
Mitch.
get to the end of the corridor, and you can see that basically on the wall directly opposite you, they've got the three colours there. So you've got the orange, purple, and green. The orange says morgue, and has an arrow pointing to the right, and the other two, one says pharmacy, and the other one says laboratory. They point left.
Well, if I remember rightly, morgues tend to be down, and we're looking for a sewer entrance, which is usually down.
Mm-hmm.
So I vote for the morgue.
Yes, it's been a while since I was there.
Yeah, weird. Don't get me wrong.
Get a quick trip for a morgue tour of the.
Morgue tour
South
of
Coast.
the south coast, yeah. Okay, alright. Morgue it is then.
Yes, let us head for the mortuary.
Yes. Let's head to the morgue. Just because you know things doesn't mean you have to always be right, my friend.
It's what the sign in an English hospital would say.
It doesn't matter. Do we understand the premise? Yes. By using fancy words, are we alienating some people? Yes. So
To
don't
be
go
fair,
too
I
far.
doubt they'd have it opposite the main doors entering the
Well,
hospital.
what's
Like,
it doing?
welcome to the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Morgue that way. Like,
Unless it's Eastbourne Hospital.
Yeah, but that's well.
I think I once went in there and there was like a dude wearing all in a black robe with bare feet. We wondered if we just encountered death wandering the
Yes.
corridors. It was like,
I remember you telling us about that.
weirdest thing ever, but there you have it. But yeah, death is not surrounding these corridors. However, the
No.
flame, the
But we
black,
are.
the
It
black
might be.
smoke is like bursting out the doors incredibly fiercely now, and it's startling the Rigians who are like flapping madly trying to get out.
we head towards the morgue / mortuary.
Okay, you can see the pigeons flying into the black smoke are collapsing to the floor, twitching. And
Yep, we
dead
should
still.
leave.
Yeah, so
What's
you
on
head
that
towards the
mob?
mortuary. Yeah?
I don't know.
Jeez.
But yeah, you head towards the you turn right, head over there, and basically there's a about 50 meters down. There's a stairs on the left, and you see the bar goes down the stairs.
Downstairs.
Okay, you head down the stairs, and yeah, you come to a very similar place that you've seen before at the Orpington Hospital. Basically, two big steel doors, and you gonna.
Is there a corridor?
Basically, it goes down the stairs, and the bottom of the stairs, you've just got these two steel doors.
Oh, then we go through. There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, you push the steel doors open, and you come into the room, and this room is in a very good state of repair compared to the rest of hospital you've seen so far.
Lootables.
It seemed like this, compared to the rest of the hospital, was like in heavy use. This doesn't seem to have been in particularly heavy use at the time. It could almost be assumed that people weren't dead when the nukes hit, and then there was no one left to put people in the morgue.
We should well, yeah, we need to keep look around so we can find a sewer entrance. So if there's anything in here, like a cupboard or another corridor, or
You can see basically there's
office,
a
anything.
the floor is very slightly sloped down to one corner, and you see that over in that corner there's a pair of there's like a small grate, and then next to that there's a large rectangular manhole.
Manhole?
Yes.
Alright.
Sort of leap at it and try and wrench it off the floor.
Are you going to use anything, or are you just going to grip it with your bare hands and try and rip it out?
Bare hands at the moment. Just
Okay,
Yeah.
strength test.
Are we going to leave the two dudes to okay?
in
Do
a
it.
kind of sense of panic.
Oh.
7.
7. You leap at it with a manly sense of absolutely nothing happens.
Her? Do you want to?
You're sweating. I go and open one of the morgue drawers and pull it out and I'm like, do you want to rest?
Okay. That's harsh. That's harsh.
It's cold in there.
Do you want to try and open the manhole for him?
Some real funeral humour together.
Okay.
Colin's kind of having a panic attack at the moment.
Oh my god, Colin, it's okay, it's okay. I'm just gonna go like literally.
I don't
sit
like
down.
this place.
Mental saving throw.
Oh. Woohoo.
13.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, you start kind of
Great.
hyperventilating, but then
That'd
you
be fine.
basically just close your eyes, you go to a happy place, and you basically spend about 3 minutes just kind of
I'm just gonna
focusing on breathing
sit down
and
with you.
imagining
Like,
you're in a better place.
Yeah.
Sit down with you, like, you know,
crit
rub your
lifting
hands
this
in your
manhole.
arms.
So I feel like
Okay.
I break it off its hinge and lift it over my head like, oops!
Well, it wasn't hinged, it was, yeah, but basically it had 2 grips at each end.
Mm.
Normally you assume this would be intended to open by 2 people,
Yeah.
but you just grab it and go, "Hoo-ah!" and just lift it up and just
I
like,
both crit it and am clumsy,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
I assume I don't break it slightly.
I think what you do is you lift it up and you just lift it right over your head and go, yes! And then overbounds behind you, go, oh shit, and drop it behind you.
so like when you're trying
So
to
this
calm
is
down,
just
like clang.
hits the floor with just a loud bang and just like makes everyone jump. Especially him who's got his eyes closed, happy place, just like, ah!
I throw myself down the manhole.
Colin, whoa, calm down, man, calm down. It's
Are
okay.
you actually going to jump into the manhole?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, I will need you to take a physical endurance save as you plunge
Can I
down
take
the
a
manhole.
reflex to try and catch him?
Yeah, go for it.
13.
No.
You're too excited by
11.
what you've just done.
Yeah. I'm like, no! Wow. It's deep.
What clothing are you wearing?
I have a t-shirt with a peace symbol on it, a combat jacket.
Hang on, a t-shirt with a peace symbol on it.
Yes.
Nice.
A combat jacket, combat trousers, combat boots, and a chef's hat.
Okay, as he leaps forward, you go to grab him and you just grab his chef's hat and he just drops out below you like, no! And you just plummet down this
Oh.
this scrap, which is about 15 foot. It's a long way. It's a hell of a long way. You as you're falling down, you kind of manage to kind of scrabble at the sides. There's basically like a ladder in front of you. You're trying to kind of grab it with your hands, but you obviously can't grab hold of it, and your feet are scrabbling at the sides. So you slow yourself down slightly, but you hit the bottom with kind of a crunch and kind of crumple into a heap.
I'm fine.
I saved your hat.
Thank you.
It looks like a
5
flower.
points of damage,
Oh.
which is unmitigatable because it's crushing damage if you hit on the floor.
I am on 3 health points.
Yes.
What? Did you regen any last night?
Yeah.
We did some,
Oh.
but we didn't do the full.
All of them.
Oh.
Half we did.
You look kind of beaten there, dude.
I am fine.
Is there a ladder?
Catch,
There's a ladder, yeah.
I'll climb down the
catch
ladder.
your hat. I just dropped the hat.
Okay, dude. Let's get you back upstairs. I know it's not great, but let's get you back upstairs. We need to figure out what the hell is going on. Come on, we gotta patch you up because you're gonna be useless to us like this. Come on.
You have to tie him to the spinal board and carry him back up a ladder.
Yeah, please let's not do that. Come on, dude. I'll help him up the ladder.
Okay.
That's literally what it's for.
I know, but we're not doing that because we'll just drop him.
I was thinking we're dropping the spinal board on it.
No,
You
don't-
need this.
Don't do that. Don't do that. When we get to the top, I'm just gonna sit him down so he's not looking at the mold drawers.
Okay.
So it's okay, Colin. It's alright. Everything's gonna be fine. It's all good. We've got stuff. We have some supplies. I have some bandages. I'd like to medic at him, please.
Go for it. Take a medic fight, check him.
Yay! I'm shit at medic. 11.
11. Yeah, okay, you managed to put some bandages on him, and you can restore. You restore D.
1d4.
Yeah, 1d4.
No skill.
Jesus.
Bam!
4. You can have 4. You have 4 health.
Oh, that was almost all the damage you took before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bandaged him up. I
Thank
put a bandage around his arms, around his knee. I put one over his head, but that would look ridiculous like Mr. Bump, so I don't do it. I think Mr. Bump may be the only Mr. Man that she knows.
Okay.
I've decided. And she doesn't want people to look like Mr. Bump because they're blue and sad.
I think you should have a collection of like recovered Mr. Man books.
No, it's just the only one she knows.
Good old Ray.
Whereas I think Mr. Bump is just Herb's favourite.
It's the only Mr. Man book any of us knows and owns.
I get the feeling that Herb knows who Mr. Strong is. And possibly some of the Little Miss books because there are reasons.
Is this a new thing we need to do, which is try and find the Mr. Men book so we can make the picture?
They actually changed it.
Really?
Yeah.
I tried doing that as a kid. I tried collecting.
Yeah, there's two different series now. One just says the Mr. Men on the spines, and one is the pictures. Because we got parts of both.
Because the
We
whole
were like,
thing was that you
"What?"
put them together and then they make a little picture.
Yeah.
I never knew what the picture was because I never put them all together. Because I only had like 3.
I had quite a few, but I didn't have enough to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's terrible. Okay, it's somehow we've got to. Our goal is we are collecting Mr. Men books. We're trying to make the picture work, and we don't realise that there are 2 different series.
Actually, I'm going to say that Herb only has the novelty adult ones that are like Mr. Asbo and stuff. Like he knows of Mr. Strong and Mr. Bump, but he's mainly into like Mr. Asbo and Mr. Meth Head.
Alright, we are collecting Mr. Men books, full stop.
Okay.
It doesn't matter where they are or who they
I'll
are.
start adding in Mr. Men books as the
Mr.
loot
Men
tables
books.
then.
Alright. Currently we own, let's say we own like 3 books.
Cool. Anyway, so you've had this discussion to calm down Colin. Colin's now kind of
It's alright,
guessing
man.
back there.
Breathing
again.
into a bag.
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, we found the exit, so we're good. But somehow we've got to get back up past all that toxic smoke and the ridges, and then we've got to go try and find the rest of this gear. All right.
Just go the other way.
Yeah, we hope so. We'll go the other way.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we know the exit. Everyone remember where this is? This is our. If anything happens to any of us and we got split up, this is where we come back to. Okay. And if the sun goes down and we're not here, then you move on and assume that we're dead, or that we'll find a way back to Tim's. Okay. So here and then Tim's. We all good?
Okay.
All right. Let's go.
So you're going back up the stairs, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. You get back up the stairs, and at the top of it, you get back to the corridor, and you can see there is now thick black smoke billowing out the corridor that you originally came down.
No.
There are a couple of ridges kind of like flapping on the floor, clearly dying.
Are they close enough that I can pick one up?
You could walk over to one. I mean, at the moment, you're 50 metres away because that's as far as you walk down from the crossroads.
I'm gonna go walk. I'm gonna rush over to one and pick one up. Put it out of its misery.
Okay, as you get close to the smoke, you draw it in, and it's literally just like it really burns your lungs, and it just makes you immediately start coughing and hacking. It's really different. You kind of are you standing up at this point or ducking down or?
I'm gonna duck. I'm just basically gonna run down, grab the ridge, and run back again.
Okay, yeah. As you duck and run back. Yeah, as you're coming back, you're like your eyes are streaming with tears, and you can kind of see like the vision is starting to kind of close in a little bit. As you get further back down towards the group, though, it clears back up, and you can kind of breathe again more easily. But there is you can see the black smoke is starting to work its way down the corridor towards you.
I put end to the ridging.
Okay, yeah, I assume you snapped his neck as you're walking back down there.
And I give the ridging herb.
Okay. You have a
Yeah, dead ridging.
recently deceased Ridgeon.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Dude. We need to
Put
figure
it in my inside pocket with the little note.
Okay.
Oh, that's so gross. Alright, we should head up the other end. The pharmacy was where those guys were looking for before. We should head our way there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are all going to run past the thing, yeah?
Have
Can
to.
I get poisoned endurance saves from all of you?
Ooh.
Okay.
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 Work.
Work.
11.
11?
12.
4.
4. Okay. You two both kind of rush past there, going like, oh yeah, I know what you meant now. But you, having taken a double dose of this, you literally just you fall to your knees, and your vision just closes in, and you just collapse to the ground.
Boom.
And you'll just sit there, kind of go, and just
That's
basically
on the ground and cry.
preparing to expire on the floor.
I'm gonna go back and drag her at the scruff of her neck. No.
Okay. Yeah. So you drag her back towards the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you once you've been dragged out of there, you begin recovering. Actually, take a point of suffering.
Oh, fuck. Ah, damn. Roll. You roll it for me. I trust you.
Sure. Yeah, there you are. 4. Sorry.
It's not your fault. It's your fucking region. I would have been alright otherwise. I did this for you.
Didn't even ask to get them later.
Doesn't matter.
There was another one there, you could have grabbed it on the way past everyone. Actually, no, you can't because you grabbed her instead. Colin, did you want to go an original way through?
No, Colin is fine.
Okay. So yeah, you guys have
all the
origins
origins.
to share between
All the origins.
Yeah.
If we're going into 11, do we want to take a break now?
you.
Because we're not restricted by Dev being here.
Yeah, sure, can do.
Take 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll have
It's a
10
nice way
minutes.
to phrase your mate not being here, but okay.
What?
Nice way to phrase our friend not being here. Not restricted by our friend. Oh, that's not very nice.
I tell you what, Dev, when you listen, this is exactly what I meant. But yes, we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Bane
guys.
or exists. Well, it wasn't
Hello
restricted.
everyone and welcome back. Let's gloss over me being an asshole. Welcome back to game. So we are making our way towards the pharmacy.
Yes, you've just been dragged, like kicking and screaming out of the smoke. I believe you just took a point
No,
of
no, I
suffering as
didn't
well.
think I was kicking and screaming. I was just like,
You
No,
love
no.
the shit out of that smoke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
let's breathe
Oh,
that in.
There
death.
was
It's better
probably,
than Vicks.
there was probably some spasming going on there, I say. But anyway, so
Bloody plastic.
you
It's
get
better
to be
than
the
Vicks.
second person
Okay.
to acquire some suffering. And
I have some suffering, yeah.
yeah, you have some suffering. Suffering all round. I almost gave it to you early, but you kept saving, so I had to.
Uh-huh.
So, but you completely failed that one, so you definitely get some suffering. So yeah, you've managed to drag her away to the staircase now. Looking back, there is now like a very thick plume of smoke bursting out that corridor.
Alright.
You're going to head up the stairs. You can see the smoke is drifting along the ceiling and starting to head up that way, but at the moment it's fairly clear up there.
We should find something to, you know, cover the face, breathe.
I'm taught.
That may not help. Alright, let's have a look around. Would she know what an oxygen tank and an oxygen mask is?
You stood in an ambulance, you've probably seen it. Even if it was empty.
Have you
We've been to two
been
hospitals.
into any kind of dwelling or modern medical facility
Yes.
that's worked?
Because I broke into one.
Okay, so yeah, you probably would do.
Okay, cool.
And if you've been to a working hospital, you probably would have.
Not necessarily a working hospital, but I've definitely broken into a dwelling. That's her cool thing that she did in her past.
Okay. I'm going to go and say then yes, you do, and you have like a vague gist of how they work.
We need to find those big tanks. The long, thin round, the long round ones. And we need to find the things you put on your face. We need to find 3 of those.
It contain oxygen?
Yes.
Right.
We need to be able to breathe. And we aren't going to get back down there if we can't breathe. That's not going to cut it. We need to find them first. If we can do that, we may be able to spend more time looking around here under the protection of horrible smoke.
Okay. Sounds
Alright. We look.
Cool. Can I get you guys to take some perception checks for me? This is mostly to see whether you find them before you end up getting a golf.
I would like to use my legendary point.
Go for it.
That's my last one because I don't want to die.
Legendary crit.
I have a legendary crit.
Nice.
good. No.
Yay!
I got it.
You got a 2.
Huh?
I opened a cupboard and there are just 3 there.
Yeah.
There are 2. You have to choose.
I'm actually going
Oh
to
man,
say
that would be harsh, but I'll take it.
you actually open a. You go into a into one of the rooms, and it's a small. It's a very small room, and there are piles of bodies on the floor. Where basically, but these ones are better preserved than anyone else. You can see it's like an interior room, so it's like one of the small consulting room or lab or office you went to earlier. But this one's got like a dozen people in there, and you can see that several of them are wearing like yellow reflective puffy jackets, and you can see that over the skulls they've got these like breathing apparatus. So it's almost like these were like fire officers who had full masks on.
I check their oxygen tanks.
They have like.
Are they full?
They're not full, but they're not empty.
I take 3.
Okay,
And I take the breathy masky things too.
that's cool.
Wait a minute. How intact are these fireman officer outfit things?
Fine.
Enough for say 3 of us?
Yeah.
If we wear these, we can work through the mist.
I can be shiny. Start ripping these loads of- It's like some deranged Magic Mike moment gone wrong. Stripping dead firemen.
Oh, stripping dead firemen. That's fine. Yeah. We'll strip down 3 dead firemen.
I say by this point the flesh has definitely mummified, so it's not gooey or anything.
That's beautiful. Are there any boots that fit?
Yeah, I'm gonna just go out and say that the boots are the right size.
Cool.
You did let.
I now become like Fireman Karen.
Cool.
And I want the hat as well. Do the hats have lights on them?
One of them does.
That's my hat. Fuck it, guys. That's my hat.
But the battery's dead.
God damn it! Are the contacts rusted to fuck?
They're not bad, but you can see like where the battery has basically
Melted.
it basically is covered in like ooze and crap from the battery. But you could probably clean it up.
All right, I'll give that to. Oh no, no. He's the other one. Yeah, he'll be able to clean it up. Mitch can clean it up for me. I'd take one of the hats with light on it, and we suit and boot, and we're now covered head to toe in like a protective layer of stuff.
Cool. Yeah, don't forget that the fire brigade stuff is basically resistant to heat, but it's not completely. It's not like a completely sealed suit, so it will protect you against heat and do it for a certain amount of time. But it's not designed to be an actual keep out things like mist.
Yeah, it's not an NBC suit.
It would resist. It would be better than nothing,
Yep.
and you'd probably be able to walk through it for a while. But you wouldn't just stand around.
We just
in
need some
mist
time. That's all.
Yeah, it would certainly be better than walking out to it in a t-shirt.
Yes.
How well do these suits fit?
Pretty well. These are luckily enough, these are pretty much the right size for you guys.
Do they provide us with any sort of armor?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they give
yeah.
you one armor all over, but they are also bulky,
That's fine.
so they make delicate work or stealthy work difficult.
That's fine. We can.
You're
I can
also
take that
bright,
shot.
luminous like light, so stealth would be like no.
Oh no, they're black and yellow.
Sorry?
They're black and yellow, right?
No, they're like yellow with fluorescent green strips.
I nod and agree. Sure. I have no idea.
Yeah, basically, they're like designed to be high vis, easy
That's
to be
fine.
seen. So yeah, stealth would be awful in these things, but
I assume this is something closer to like paramedic. What is that?
Ah, that makes more sense. Yeah. Okay, a mixture between the two. We're now able to breathe, which is the important thing.
yes, you have these things.
Is it an oxygen tank or a rebreather?
I'm gonna say
Firemen have rebreathers.
We can always nick oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
I crit. We can find whatever the fuck we want.
yeah, I'll say they've got oxygen tanks because then you can just replace them with oxygen tanks in the future.
Okay, cool.
We find enough.
Mm.
We gather together a bunch of stuff. Cool. Alright. Now we're suited and booted and we can survive a bit longer in this awfulness. I don't have the rebreather on for now.
Okay.
Sorry, the oxygen on just now because we're talking.
At the moment, you don't need it yet. So
Exactly, we don't need
you're
it
gonna
yet.
head up to the first floor.
We don't need it yet, so I'm not using it yet. I was like, okay, so we need to find the pharmacy. Head there, take it careful. We're not as lithe as we used to be wearing this stuff. We just need to be careful.
Live.
Oh,
Fine.
yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So just gotta be careful. We have a list, so let's rock on.
The green and purple lines are going up the stairs.
Yeah, we'll follow it.
Okay, yeah, you go up onto the first floor and you can see the purple one continue upstairs and the green one goes out the door.
Green one's pharmacy, right?
Yeah, it's pharmacy and lab.
Okay. We'll go to the pharmacy then.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
You come out onto this level, and you've got a corridor, a long corridor that goes left and right, and you've got a little corridor that goes directly ahead of you. And the arrow, the purple line goes to the left.
We shall go left,
Not left.
in the middle.
We're gonna go with what Colin said.
Okay.
So you turn left and you head down this corridor. There's some smoke coming up from the floor below, but it's not. It's visible going up the stairways, but it's not currently flooding this level
That's
particularly.
cool. We're good for now.
As you go along the corridor, you see one of the like down. As you go along, there's like several of these long corridors. As you get to one of them, you can see there's some black smoke coming up this corridor, and as you look down it, you can see at the far end there's black smoke pouring out of one of the doors up here.
Would it be above where he'd set the initial
Yeah.
fire? Okay.
I think someone else set fire. My fire was downstairs. Who else is here? Hello?
We should just be really careful. If someone else has set a fire here, we have to be very quiet.
Okay.
We should just...
I put the mask on.
Yeah, to be fair, if there's smoke pouring up here, then you put the mask up.
Yeah, you can see
You
the
really
smoke.
need some Vicks.
The smoke is starting to build up at the ceiling level. At your level at the moment, it's not too bad, but you've obviously got smoke coming up the stairs and down the corridor now, so it's starting to build up. So yeah, you're going to follow this purple line down to the pharmacy. Yep, cool. You
Green
get
line
down
to the
there.
pharmacy.
Green line, sorry, for purple line upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can just follow the green line along there, and yeah, it comes to a door which has it's a steel door, and you can see round the there's basically like 2 handles, and someone's looped a chain through it and put a padlock on it.
Fuck. Oh, I have a small set of screwdrivers.
Are they the ones you took from Herb?
No, they're mine.
Okay.
I have a small set of screwdrivers. What's something to do with Herb?
Herb has a small set of like proper clockwork, like jeweller's toolkits. I wonder if you'd stolen his nice jewellery.
Do?
No, not Herb. Sorry,
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
No, I just have my own set of screwdrivers that you would use for stuff.
Useful shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He says a padlock.
Yeah.
Can I try and open the padlock?
Are you going to try and do this with fireman gloves on?
No, I'm going to take my gloves off.
Okay. Yeah, take a... I guess this would be a craft or repair.
I'm going to go with it's probably some sort of craft. I mean, I'm not repairing the lock.
Altering its state, you know.
I'm altering its state, but I'm...
Go for craft then.
Yeah, I think craft. I'm trying to change it to something else. Damn. 15?
Yep. After just a few seconds, you kind of jimmy it into... and things pops up. And the chain falls away. So, or you could hang on to the chain of the padlock. So if you want.
Padlock chain?
They can be useful.
Nothing else, it could be a flail.
No. Alright, I'll add it to the list.
Oh.
I'm going to say you've got a meter of chain and a padlock.
Yeah, I like chains.
Would you like the chain?
Oh.
I mean, we can add it to the board, but if you want the chain.
Yes, I mean, we for all of us to use if we should need it.
True, but you can consider it yours. I mean, if you want to do something with it, or
Thank
use
you.
it like a maul, or it's
Oh.
It's alright, I've
Plenty
added
of
it to the
uses.
list.
Oh, excellent. I don't need to note it down.
Yep, no, I have my notes here, so I just put them all on loot.
Mm-hmm.
Among the fireman's kit, were like any fireman's hatchets or anything?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh
It
god
was just
damn
the,
it.
it was just the rebreathers and suits.
Yeah. So they're standing there in their full suits and full kit without like their standard kit.
Well, they had suits on, so.
Fair enough. I'm just wondering if they had any of the normal stuff they'd have on all the webbing and pockets and stuff.
Well, not that it survived.
Okay.
People had already stolen the hatchets. Sorry.
Okay.
They're like, oh,
To be fair, they were crammed into a tiny room with loads of other corpses.
Yeah.
It's possible they weren't as equipped as they could have been.
To be fair, they were crammed into a room with a bunch of other corpses. They probably didn't die there. They were probably just dragged there and left.
It could be that someone else was like, oh, a sharp object, I'll take it. But,
Yeah.
they didn't have them on.
This is heavy and annoying. When I'm living here, I don't want these all over the place.
No.
I want to be tripping over fireman corpses on the way to the toilet in the night. I suppose you could use them as a toilet in the night. Stack them in an elaborate pattern.
Wasn't what I was thinking.
I'm moving on.
Maybe Herb needs to be hit over the head really hard.
Anyway, you guys
again?
open this door now.
Yeah.
And yeah, you step inside, and yeah, this place is looking pretty pristine. It looks like it hasn't been looted yet. It's basically in the pristine condition it would have been in before the war. There's no No windows or anything in this room, so it hasn't been affected by the blast. And yeah, it's like probably the cleanest, most well-ordered room you've seen.
We should live here.
Apart from the building being on fire, it'd be a great place.
We don't live here. We can't live here. Who made that suggestion?
Who says we're living at the hospital? That's a very bad idea.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So we're here in the pharmacy, right?
Hit you in the pharmacy.
Cool.
Nice.
I put up my list.
Okay. Yeah, there's all the items on the list are available, so you can grab like
Grab it.
5 jars of chems.
I
5
point
bottles.
out to Herb which ones he should take. Just like they look like that. Take that one,
Okay.
and then I give the list to Colin, and we look for the rest of it.
So yeah, you find like the
Big
5.
yellow tubs.
There were
Orange
5 jars asked by Tim for you to find, and you find all of those. There are also loads of other random ones around. Is there anything specific you guys are looking for?
Shiny ones.
Well, they're all basically like there's a variety. Some are in like glass containers, some are in plastic, some are in different colours. Like
To be fair, if
some
Herb is
metal
being left
tabs.
unattended next to pharmacy shelves, I imagine he just throws things into his bag that look interesting. So if it's got like a brightly coloured lid.
Well, so some of them would have different warning labels on. Like you've got some that say harmful, some that say explosive, some that say incendiary, and things like that.
Why are there explosive and incendiary things?
Well, it's just the chemical. So literally just the warning labels on it. Like we'll have different things.
Some of the stuff.
He'd definitely be taking those.
Some of them are like oxidizing chemicals and stuff
Yeah.
like
I
that.
look for anything which has like the Cillin ending on it.
Okay. Take a perception check for me, because this is a massively stocked room, and you are doing this quickly because smoke is starting to pour in from outside.
7.
7. Okay, you find one. Bottle of. I don't know, something.
Amoxicillin.
Yes. I was going to say morocillin, but yeah, whatever.
Oh, what, sorry?
Morocillin.
Amoricillin.
Morocillin.
Oh, okay. More Cillin.
It doesn't actually matter.
I know.
It's
I'm going to
whatever,
assume that morocillin is some sort of antibiotic.
Okay, you assume that.
I'm gonna look for some paracetamol.
Boxes. Oh, come on. They've got to have
Reference.
boxes of like paracetamol and ibuprofen. Come on,
Big
man.
ass tubs.
Alright then, yeah, if you're going to spend your whole time looking for that, yeah, you find, like, you pull open a drawer, and there's basically these pre-packed packs of, like, high-strength paracetamol, high-strength, tell you what, you find, like, some, like, morphia and some paracetamol.
Excellent.
Morphia. How many doses of morphia do we have?
I'm going to say you find 10 doses of morphia.
Whoa. Oh, we're fucking loaded,
Good
boys.
find.
Alright, so I've got 1 bottle of amoricillin.
Yep.
We have boxes of that thing and
Paracetamol.
ibuprofen, and we have 10 doses of morphia. Sweet.
I'm basically going to say the 10 doses of morphia includes the paracetamol because you have no actual in-game use for paracetamol. So.
Yes, we do.
We do?
It's paracetamol. We can
Okay.
decide right now we have a use for paracetamol, which is it's paracetamol. We know what paracetamol does.
Yeah, but in-game effect, you may as well be morphia because that's the thing that does the same thing but on a bigger scale.
We could feel like we're not having some sort of like temperature.
On its own.
Make
It's
you
a,
feel nice and like relieve.
Yeah.
You could have it as like relieves the point of suffering temporarily or something.
No, I don't feel so shitty about
Relieve
myself.
suffering for 1 hour per dose or something.
plus
Exactly.
Alright then, yeah, you can do that and you can have 10 packs of
10 boxes of
plus if it's
paracetamol.
on
10
its
boxes
own.
of paracetamol. You have to take the entire box of paracetamol and you don't feel the effects of your suffering for 1 hour.
Plus if it's on its own.
Well, you
It's,
Then you die.
Well, you could have say that if you take 1 box over a day period, it removes the effects of suffering for that day.
Reduces suffering for.
That's basically what
1
morphia
hour.
does, but with more downsides.
Yeah, but paracetamol's the nicer way of doing it. It's
Yes.
less damaging.
It won't hurt us.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll box the liver in, but it won't really hurt us. It's fine. Okay, we have
To be fair,
paracetamol.
you're very rarely going to come across it. It's just that you happen to find a pristine like pharmacy, which
Sobering.
is
good.
unfortunately about to burn to
Pristine
the
pharmacy.
ground.
We only find one bottle of amoricillin.
Well, I'm saying you found it because this room is starting to fill up with smoke and you're rushing around. This is like basically imagine a room twice the size of
He
this,
spends all
stacked
this
floor to
time
ceiling
looking
with
just
with,
for paracetamol.
like,
I spend all
random
this
things.
time looking for a generic brand or something that's still in.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But don't
I found
forget
one bottle.
but don't forget you don't know the ordering system here, and you are panicking because the room's starting to fill with smoke. You don't have like hours to carefully browse them. You're like running on going cyllin. This has got cyllin on it.
All the cyllin will be put together, surely.
Possibly. I don't know.
Put antibiotics together.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I want a big bunch of antibiotics.
To be fair, they'd probably be useless anyway.
Maybe.
Anyway, you found a jar of it, which
Yeah.
I
Trade.
found a jar and I'll be happy.
you found a bottle of it, and maybe Tim can help you turn it something useful.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We can trade the paracetamol with people if we need it, so it's still of use to us.
I know it's still useful, I just want more cyllin.
We've already got some more cyllin. Suck it up.
We need more cyllin. Not less cyllin, we need more cyllin.
Or porcelain.
To be fair, by the time we get it out of here, it's pretty like mutanticillin. Which is
Yeah.
like open the bottle, it's going to crawl out and attack us. It's had 100 years in like a highly radioactive area. It's just going to
Is it going to be super effective then?
Have
Whatever we take it for, that thing's going to die.
Either that, or you're just going to turn into an enormous fungus when you eat it.
That's
we got everything now?
Yes, we have everything on Tim's list.
How close is the smoke now?
The smoke is now filling this room.
Okay.
At this point, you basically need to put your breathing apparatus on to be able to leave.
Yep, it goes on.
Yeah.
Activate Darth Vader mode.
Cool. And also, of course, with the mask on and the fact the only source of light you currently have is the little hippo light, and everything is covered in black smoke, it's really hard to see now. Yeah, the fire is quite a long way away. This is just the smoke currently like filling this area.
I go up to Herb and go, I am your father.
What?
No, you're not. Dirty.
What?
Can I take a manipulate check?
Are we activating PvP mode?
Can I give him my legendary point for this, please?
Okay.
You get a
If you
plus
want-
2, dude. I so want you to do this.
Oh no, I'm re-rolling that.
God damn
You
it.
can't just be referencing a
That's
130-year-old
better.
film.
Yeah. Why did I find out? Maybe like 150, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
manipulate 10, 15, 17.
17.
Fuck mine.
Okay, yeah, you're just like in like the smoke's really bad, vision's really dark, and you suddenly hear this bloke go, "I am your father," and in the rush of this, like you're just like,
Fire?
"What? Maybe? Is he? Could he be? I don't know."
I genuinely start to believe the fire is my father. In the smoke, I hear the voices of my father.
Oh my god.
I start to ascribe religious significance to the fire talking to me.
Okay, I'll allow that. You can start sort of ascribing some kind of like religious significance to fire.
Okay, guys, we should go.
Okay. You guys manage.
Am I also manipulated by this?
No, because you hear it because you're like busy trying to.
Get a more
Yeah.
cyllin.
Basically, he has to shout this loud enough to get out of his mask and through his mask, around the sound of roaring flames in the distance, and you struggling along this corridor trying to get away.
Flames, how fucked are we?
Well, this corridor has now filled with black smoke. You can see the glow off to your left as you're going there, and you can see it moving towards you.
Okay, so with the assumption that he went and got everything, like he went and got the few things on the list, we got the rest of the things on the list, and we found other drugs, what does he put in his bag? Because he didn't just stand there and take nothing, he just found a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah, you
so what do we want
put
to put
5
down?
bottles of miscellaneous drugs.
5 bottles.
Yep.
Okay. Of misc. Okay, that's
Well,
fine.
5 bottles that Tim had requested, plus you found your moracillin. And
That's
he
no,
found
that's what I mean. It's like
stuff.
we all worked together to get the stuff on the list, and then we spent time looking for extra stuff.
Yeah.
He was just putting anything in the bag that he could find.
Okay.
Because like, oh, it's a shiny colour. I'll take that one.
You can have D4 explosive flammable liquids if you
Oh my
want.
god, roll.
1.
Okay, you found 1 bottle with flammable with the label.
Yeah. That's just... the other 3 things I grabbed all said cytotoxic on. I had no idea what it meant. It just looked funny.
Okay.
It's probably empty.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Relief.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, you basically managed to find your way back along to the staircase, and yeah, you go down the stairs, you come out at the bottom, and basically the whole, like the corridor you originally came down, you can see there's flames billowing out of it, the ceiling is basically on fire, and the floor is also starting to burn, basically between you and like the exit.
What the fire looked around us?
No, that was where the fire started. Down this corridor. So basically, you came in the hospital past this room. He set fire there. You continued on and went up here. The fire has burnt up this corridor. You guys then went back up there and upstairs. You've now come back here.
Oh, okay.
We recrossed this corridor like.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise we'd already gone down. I'm like, wait, where the fuck get behind us? What
No,
the
you
fuck?
managed to get down the stairs, but coming down the stairs, you come out and realise that basically the hallway downstairs is on fire.
We run.
You just run through the fire.
Yeah.
Run away!
I'm wearing a
Run
fireman
away!
outfit.
Run away!
Okay, that's a good point. Right, you guys, I need you to take exposure saves.
Fuck yeah!
We are going to
I
go through
would
the
like to
whole
point
list
out-
of saves.
We are wearing fireman's outfits.
I will make the check easier.
Damn. Son. 8.
12.
13.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
not sturdy. I'm not a physical character.
So you guys all just like bundle through there. You feel the heat and you really kind of like, oh god, but yeah, you basically Herb just grabs you, just keeps dragging you forward, and you will make it through there okay. And yeah, you burst out the other side, you kind of beat out some of the bits of flaming paint and shit that fallen onto you. Okay, so you make it down to the staircase at the other end.
As I'm dragging you through the flames, you notice that I'm shouting things at the smoke.
Question is, did you
Like, leave her!
Are you using your hippo light as you're going through? Basically, are you running
If
through
it's
the
dark,
flames? with
yes.
this? Well, this bit wouldn't be because
Well,
there's
then
flames
no.
everywhere. Okay.
If there's light, I won't use it, but if it's dark, then I will.
Yeah, well, so you're running through flames, so that bit's quite bright. I just wondered whether there was a chance of your torch melting if you're running through a furnace with this thing in your hand.
No, my hippo. It's with my pistol. My pistol is like somewhere useful,
Tucked
protected
house.
by like the fucking suit.
Taken under the suit. You securely tuck your hippo away under your suit.
Yeah,
That's fine. I'll see
my
you do
hippo
that
and my gun are
before-
under my suit.
Before you run through the flames, you secure things. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you make it through there and you can get down to the morgue. So you've now put yourself down to the morgue, and there's not much smoke down here because most of it's rising. There's a little bit kind of near the top of the stairs, but it's most down here, it's mostly okay.
Let's not overly concern ourselves with what people are carrying when they run through the fire. Otherwise, it's like, you have trouble, you have trouble. Herb runs in, just explodes. Boom! He's carrying 9 bombs.
He's carrying 9 bullets of
Oh,
cocktails.
wow.
Running through flames.
Yeah.
He's got a pistol with 6 bullets in it. He just walks in, it all cooks off. Realism has its place, but cool also.
Yeah.
Currently the cool that stops my bombs from exploding.
It's fine, you guys make it through.
Hell yeah.
Somehow your tarp full of explosive materials is fine running through the furnace.
I actually even wearing it, I've got it tied to my back under my jacket or something.
I'm going to go with that, yeah. Because I'm sure a spinal board covered in tarpaulin is going to fit easily under the fireman's jacket over your
Oh
back.
no, my bombs are on my person.
Okay.
I have the tarp wrapped around the spinal board is totally different.
Okay. Cool, but yeah, so you guys make it down to the morgue.
We are here. We wish to leave.
Okay, yeah, you guys can easily just like lower yourselves down into the sewers.
Yep, we're going to the sewers, dude.
Cool.
Okay, well that happened a lot quicker than I thought it would. Good job, team. We should make our way back towards Tim's. We should pick up Wilhelm, and then we should just leave.
Just wait a minute. I climbed back up and I moved the manhole back on top of the hole. It's not polite to leave the door open.
That's true. You weren't born in a barn.
Can I get you to take a... what kind of check would this
might
be?
have
Were you born in a barn?
been. Maybe.
Were you born
Take a
outside?
dexterity check for me.
Maybe.
Were you just born in the fire?
Yeah.
You have to take a check, man.
Hooray. Nope. A 4.
What?
Mighty 4.
Okay, you attempt to bring this back into place, and you kind of bring it slightly into place, and then drop it on your fingers, and then
Ow!
and then just like go,
Ah!
and just like, yeah, you decide that, yeah, you basically just crush your fingers under it, and then it wedges and won't move. So it's kind of in place, good enough, but you have just crushed your fingers under it. I'm not gonna make you take any damage for it because it's not really damaging, but
Ow.
Thank you
It
for
hurts.
the host, Skag.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave my fireman gloves like hanging Like, from underneath there, I have to like pull my hands out and it's like, ow.
Oh, are you okay?
My hands hurt.
You can retrieve your gloves. Like, it's
Oh
not
God,
actually
I'm
where
gonna
you
treat the
place,
gloves
but
for him.
okay, fine.
It's okay. Just put the gloves back on. You'll be fine.
Okay.
The fireman's boots down here are helping you, like wading through the sludge down here as well, because obviously it's just going to be cleaned in a long time.
They get cleaned with rain coming down.
Yeah, but that's not
So
particularly.
they would like.
effective.
Yeah, but like 100 years of rain will clean them.
Yeah, but it's also 100 years of depositing of silt and crap, which hasn't been washed away properly.
Alright.
Otherwise, sewers would
To
naturally.
be fair, you just
fill
need
themselves.
like one little like crumbled blockage and it bugs up the whole thing.
Yeah, that's how you end up with like these huge fat bergs that end up filling up entire things.
Yeah, but that requires people to still be flushing toilets for 100 years after the nuclear apocalypse.
Well, the thing is, if you've got the blockage, it will just keep building.
Yeah, true.
Because any blockage down there.
We're gonna find a
Nothing to do
sentient fatberg.
Oh.
Well, you know.
Is this how gelatinous cubes get formed?
Oh, gelatinous sanitary towel beast.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
It's
That's,
just an enormous gelatinous mass made of undigested fat and
Oh no.
lactose
Oh,
gel
you're just under the
and
hospital as well. All those like,
baby wipes.
all those like, yeah, all the like all those for people suffering some kind of bowel disorder hospital.
Oh.
For anyone
So
watching this stream
sorry.
whilst eating their dinner, we do
Bad
apologise.
luck.
Then
Self,
what are you
yeah.
using dinner at 10:10 for?
Yeah, but it's in the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think for the Americans, some of them 5 hours behind, so this would actually be dinner time.
Okay. Well, hey, I hope you enjoyed that discussion. Let's move on to wading through the sewers, because that's going to make dinner more appetizing. Anyway, walking ankle deep in unnamed fluids and various things that have built up over the 100 years since
At the
the war.
top of a hill. As well. If it's deep at the top of a hill, oh god, how does anyone go anywhere through the sewers? We're gonna like walk
We've
down the
gone
hill and the
down-
level's gonna stay the
We've
same.
gone down a ladder, okay? We're probably down at a fairly decent level.
You've gone down 15 feet.
Is that it?
You went down 15 feet. Yeah, he
Yeah.
fell
Oh, that's
15 feet.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But say the sewer here doesn't go like straight down the hill, because that would be a very steep chute.
That would be a ridiculous
And you would
sewer.
basically just go "Wah!" and just slide off down that.
Although it would be really good for guided tours.
Yeah.
Here, look at the fantastic shit waterfall. That one's a floater.
This is where the sewer bears
Okay.
wait for the returning
Okay.
condoms and like leap up the falls.
All
Sewer
right.
salmon.
We should probably leave at this point, so we don't have to discuss this anymore.
Oh, but the delightful sewer salmon.
No, let's at least move on.
Okay,
Let's move on
so
with the story.
someone has a map, don't they?
Yes, that will be called in.
Excellent. So looking at the map, you can see there's basically like you could find an exit nearby, or you could just navigate through the sewers here. You can see that basically the main, it's basically like a T shape, and you've got, it all converges in the middle next to where you've got the Pavtav, and then it extends north, which is where you want to go.
Where are we going?
Somewhere on here.
Well, if the mist is coming in down the bottom, we can't really get back out where we came. Not like here, but we can't go back to that circle of dirt.
Pub.
I'd really rather not, but I don't see any other option right now. I think we're stuck down here for a while. That mist was coming in pretty heavy.
Pub. Yeah?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, to the pub then.
Pub.
Sure.
Pub.
Okay.
Pub. Pub. Pub.
Yeah, you just work your way down through the pub.
Beer. 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 Going for a beer.
Okay, when we're down here, don't mention we have a lot of drugs, please.
Okay.
Good.
Beer.
Beer, beer,
I'm
beer.
going to drink some beer. I like drinking beer. Yeah, he goes on like that. It's a whole song. It's really good.
Vodka, vodka, vodka.
No, that's not the song.
Camberwell.
Okay, so as you guys like head down this sewer pipe here, the map shows you like basically a main route that runs straight down towards the pub, the Pavtav, and you've also got offshoots that go off to the left and right down there. As you're heading down the main path there, can I get you to take perception checks?
Sure.
8.
Are you
5.
currently using your torch?
Yes.
Okay.
It's dark.
11.
11. Okay.
So I have my gun up and I'm squeezing the hippo.
Okay. And are you still wearing...
It's a euphemism.
Giggity.
Very good euphemism there.
She whips it out and squeezes the hippo. I don't know what it means and I don't have to. If I say it like this,
Oh,
it's
wow.
sexy.
Well, if that's what you think, sure.
Oh, I just so you
Alright,
Okay. While you're squeezing the hippo, anyway, Colin notices up ahead there's some daylight coming in from one of the side passages, but you can see that it's being basically like there's flashes of daylight as if something's moving around. Like,
flashes of daylight.
yes, so you can see there's daylight laying across it, but something's moving around, which is causing shadows to play across where the daylight is.
Daylight. But it's overcast outside with a mist.
It's still lighter than I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, because down here, it's a bit,
Concerning,
apart from the dim light you're generating, there's
That's
no
what I mean,
light
yeah.
down here.
It's concerning because if there's daylight coming through, it means the mist can get in.
Yeah.
It's concerning. Mist settles. The clouds come down and attack you. They'll keep going down and down. It's bad. Well, we better see what it is. Just be ready in case this isn't something we want to deal with. But I think we have any choice. Hello.
You're going to shout out, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, you hear a deep rumbling roar answer.
Well, that wasn't what I expected it to be. I pulled my gun. Oh wait, I already have my gun out. I'm fine.
You're already squeezing the hippo now.
He's squeezing the hippo.
Busy clipping too.
Oh.
Wow, that's
I
that's gonna be the name of a single for one of the albums.
I now demand that you change the name of your small gun to the hippo.
I will.
Once
Hippo.
you've,
And the
once you've
modifier
permanently
is
attached
no.
it.
It's gonna be called a small gun, but the modifier is hippo. Hippo. Excellent.
Oh.
I'm gonna read this next week and not remember what the fuck the hippo is, but carry on.
Okay. So yeah, you're looking down this corridor now. Are you going to keep squeezing the light to generate light, or are you going to let it go out for a second?
Because I need to see what's coming at us.
Okay. So from where the light was showing up, you suddenly see like this large mass come out of it, and you can see it's mostly dark, but with a white stripe across the centre of its head.
Oh fuck mine! I know what this is, right?
Take a knowledge check.
Oh,
I'm not sure if you've ever
no.
encountered one of these before.
8.
8. I'm going to say that judging from it, because it's kind of, you can see it in the light that's generating behind, you recognise this from the descriptions of a rat badger.
Oh man. Is its tail on fire?
Nope.
Fuck.
Well, you can only see its head at the moment. But yeah, it's stuck its head in and it's currently looking away from you down the other end of the tunnel.
Oh, it's not looking at me despite the fact I shouted at it.
It was in like side passage. You shouted, it stuck its head in. It's kind of
I let the light go up.
okay. It kind of swoops its head round to the other way, but your light's gone out, so it doesn't see you.
Stand still.
After a second or two, you see it kind of its head like goes back into the room again, and you can hear the sounds of kind of like scuffling around, and gradually the light is dimming.
There's the battery emitting light.
No, the light that was coming through where it stuck its head out, there was light coming through from there. You can hear the sound scrubbling, and the light is dimming.
Okay, that's fine. I was like, why is the battery emitting light? That's weird. Why are these two things linked? Who knows? I like over exaggeratedly just like.
That was big.
Can I get a roll of stealth checks? If you guys are trying to sneak past it.
Sneak.
Sneak.
Boomer?
No.
12.
Oh, damn it.
12.
8.
8. So you got 2 12s and 8, yeah? Okay. So you guys all, you two, sneak past, and you kind of, as you get in there, you just glance to your side just to look through there, and you can see that basically there's like a hole in the sewer wall where this rat badger's come in, and it's basically just like scooping junk and debris and gunk over this hole which is coming out, where you can see there's basically some mist starting to sprawl forward, and it's basically just closing the hole behind itself. And
sneak past real crunch.
yeah, and just basically you guys would get past, and as soon as you get past, you just okay, right, now we need some light, and you start playing with your hippo just as you've walked past the entrance, and behind you hear like a growling sound.
I stopped playing with them. We just walk forward. I stopped playing with the light.
I'm going to need a mental saving throw from you,
Why?
because you're trying to walk slowly away from a very large dangerous creature that's right behind you, rather than break into a mad run and panic.
When you say it was mental?
Yeah, mental.
Oh. 11.
11.
That's not too bad.
Okay, I'm going to say you just hold it. You kind of, your limbs are shaking, but you're kind of keeping yourself in check, and you're walking slowly away from it, rather than just flat out belting it along.
She's not breathing. She's doing the moment where she's holding her breath, like really like over the top.
Yeah.
Yep, she's unhappy.
Okay. It doesn't actually re-emerge from this thing. There was silence for a while, and then after a few seconds you hear the sound of scratching as it goes back to sealing itself in again. And you guys can continue on.
When I'm far enough away, I start playing with the light again.
Okay. Yeah, the rest of
We can't see where we're
the
going.
rest of the trip down to the power tab is very uneventful, and basically you get down to this, like basically what is effectively a crossroads in the sewers, and you see that basically on one, the way you turn to head north, basically someone's broken through the wall on one side, and it's basically gone through into what looks like a basement on the other side. There are like stone pillars and things. There's a bit of a lip, so like the water and debris stuff doesn't actually flow in there. But yeah, beyond that, there's basically what looks like a basement. There are some lights rigged up in there, and yeah, you can hear the sounds of people talking and people moving around in there.
Hello, people.
You step in, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, yeah, you step in there and kind of like you see the sounds of people kind of like dropping as people turn around to look at you, and see 3 fluorescently dressed firemen step into the room, which is unusual. They're like, okay, and yeah, you a gentleman walks over towards you and says, good day. How can I help you?
Beer?
Beer.
Yeah, we can do something like that. You notice that this guy's basically got this, he's got like a green knitted woolly hat, which is kind of like, he's got like, it looks like he's got a lot of hair under it because it's bulked out quite a long way from his head, and he's got these green fingerless woolen gloves on.
You motherfucker.
See, this is your opportunity to go, so he looks cool as fuck. But no.
I don't wear them to look cool as fuck. I wear them because it's fucking cold in here sometimes.
Yeah. This was your chance to
It's not cold down here, it's quite warm, and it does make him look very hipster-like.
I just...
Does he look kind of down? I mean, he's down here under bright lights, wearing like a hat and gloves, like, and it's too hot.
Okay.
It's just like
it's not too hot. It's a fairly comfortable temperature down here, but it's it's like one of those things where you see someone wearing a beanie hat like in summer, and you're like, huh? So yeah, he's wearing like he's wearing a, let's say he's wearing like a striped button-up shirt, which is quite colourful, and he's wearing shorts, like kind of like the big kind of surfer shorts.
Surfer shorts.
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing green fingerless gloves. He has a green hat on. He's wearing Bermuda shorts.
Mm-hmm.
He's also wearing socks and sandals just to complete the image.
Yeah.
Wow, what kind of like horrific love child do you think we're gonna have one day?
God.
What the fuck is this mutated beast?
This is he introduced himself as hi, I'm Jezza, and
Oh my God.
this is my my bar. Make yourself at home. He gestures you over to one side, and there's a bar made of a load of barrels standing up with like a wooden beam running across the top of it. And he's like, yeah, I'll sort you out. And he goes up to behind the bar and you hear the sound of liquid being poured, and he puts some old style metal tankards on the bar.
Thanks.
All slightly different. They're mismatched, but they are
Fine,
metal.
you can't blame a guy for that, that's fine. Thanks. Appreciate it. How much do we owe you for this?
One tap.
I slide a singular tack on the bar.
Cool.
Actually, I don't know how filthy this bar is, I'll just give him the tack.
Good idea. It's best, sliding
Yeah,
would be difficult. It's like,
best not to ask what's on this bar. Let's not ask.
he's like, yeah, so I ain't seen you here before. You new, passing through, staying for a while.
Just passing through. We're hoping to make our way back as soon as the mist is cleared.
Right, okay. Well, say if it doesn't, we've got some beds in the back. You're welcome to skip for a bit.
Appreciate it. But how do you know if the mist is cleared upstairs?
We've got a boy who can go check for us.
A boy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
Got old Darren in the corner there. And he points over and there's like a little a boy who looks about 6 years old, sitting in the corner.
Does he have any sort of protection from the mist?
Well, he doesn't actually go out in the mist. He
Oh.
just goes up and has a look to see if the mist cleared yet.
Ah, okay.
We only have one.
What boy?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have like
the boy.
we don't have a whole chain of them. Like, oh, he hasn't come back. Guess the mist hasn't cleared yet. that would be pretty harsh.
At this point, Herbert's going to take off the fireman's helmet he's been wearing this whole time.
Cool. I assume you haven't been wearing the masks because you were using up the oxygen.
Yeah, I had the fireman's helmet. I'm going to take it off and probably like the undercap that's under it. And at this point, you notice, like for the first time, for you who've known Herbert for any length of time, you notice he has a very, very large, like L-shaped scar on top of his head in his hairline. But like his hair is just like lank with sweat at the moment.
Gross.
What?
Nothing. You need to have a shower or a wash.
Oh.
Because
Didn't want to say anything.
what? I'm fine.
We're all like
I
in a
take-
fire
I take-
wearing fireman helmets.
I take off my fireman's
That is
hat and I
good.
do
You
that,
are
and you
but,
realise
like-
how stunningly good looking I am. I
You
make
are-
this look good.
You are all blackened, badly blackened.
Yeah, but I look
Oh.
good.
And seeing
I look
this,
good at this.
Jez like, we've also got a bath in the back.
I assume we looked like some kind of non-PC cabaret act, but you look like Tomb Raider, with like the strategic
Yeah.
strips.
Yeah. 'Cause
I
you've
come out
been
looking damn
Because
good.
you've been through it twice as well.
Yeah.
But I look good.
Also, you've got Brad Pigeon inside the jacket as well.
Yeah. I have a dead pigeon
I'm-
inside my
I'm-
coat.
I'm-
Underneath all my fireman gear. So she's like, oh. Just drop it on the bar. Food.
Jez like, oh, well, if you want a bath, we'll trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, you step out through the back. Give this to the... we've got Pezra at the back there. Give this to him, and he just kind of nudges it, and yeah, he'll show you the bath.
Okay. I'm just shedding the fireman stuff as I walk.
Okay. So basically, the bar itself is basically there's a basement here, and you can see that basically at the back it's been knocked through into another basement, and you basically go through like this like makeshift doorway. They stuff some like wood and some like beams in the door, like the walls like propping up. And as you go through there, you can see that this room has also had several other holes smashed through the corners. It basically looks like someone's just been going along, smashing through the basements, kind of joining them up to make like longer, extending rooms. And yeah, in this back room is a looks like a little kind of like a little kind of kitchen. You can see there's basically loads and loads of different shaped, sized pots and cooking things. You can see there are loads and loads of like pots, like glass jars with like oils and things floating in them that are like nearly empty but not quite. And yeah, you can see there's someone in here running around. cooking. He's like, dipping things, stirring stuff, just doing general kitchen goodness. And he turns around and he goes, "Oh, hello."
Hi. We're looking for a bath.
"Oh yes, I can help you with that." And he sees like the wrapping jar. "Oh, is that for me?"
Yeah.
"Oh, thank you."
It smells nice in here.
Yes, it's my little place.
Reminds me of my kitchen.
Ah, you're a culinary student?
I am a chef, yes.
Ah, excellent. We must sit and discuss recipes.
Yes, I would enjoy that.
Certainly. Anyway, were you...
Looking for a bath.
Ah, yes. Of course. He's just like, she says, "Sorry, it's been sometimes my mind wanders. Come this way." And he steps back through one of the doors there, and you can see basically the room he takes you into, basically a load of pallet beds set up. He walks straight through there, and then through another hole in the wall, there is basically a room which has basically been set up as there's like a little toilet in one corner, which is basically a toilet which has been set up over a bucket. And there's a little kind of one of these, you got the green water collectors in the garden.
Yeah, butts.
Someone's put a butt up and set it up high with it like kind of pouring out into a sink, so it's like collects water from something. I assume some kind of...
Nobody asks.
No one asks.
It's not a good idea.
It collects water somehow. No one asks, and you can use that to clean yourself up. And yeah, he kind of he pulls the bath over underneath this, turns it on, and says, "Oh, one moment," and he gets like a little kind of gas heater, slides it under the bath, and heats it up. He's like, "Yeah, this will just fill up, and then we can warm it up, get it to your favourite temperatures. Would you, so feel free to strip down now."
Herb is already naked.
Yeah,
in the time he's been doing this, Herb has been getting undressed like, "Oh, water."
Okay. Yeah, he turns around and goes, "Oh, yes."
I purposely just don't look at Herb.
Okay.
I can't.
He's like, "Yeah, and I'll start getting the second one there," and he's got he pulls another bath over to another.
I'll tell you what. I'll let the boys have their baths first. I'll let you guys do that, and then I'm gonna just we'll walk out the room, but stand next to to the wall, so I can still talk to them, but not actually have to be in the same room as them.
Okay.
Because they're having their men time of being naked, and I don't think she needs to see that.
Okay. Jess is just going around and assisting in some way. And yeah, he's helping, passing you things, just hanging around.
Hez is very attentive.
Yeah, he's very attentive. Anything you need, someone to rub your back, he's there.
Herb is carrying a lot of tension.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he comes over and spends quite a long time rubbing your shoulders and back. He doesn't charge any extra for it.
No. It's very appreciated.
When they're done, I'll go make my own bath.
Herb lays there as Fezzer shampoos his hair.
Yeah.
His enormous mane of hair.
Yeah. You notice you don't receive as much attention when you go into your bath.
I am happy for this. In fact, I asked them just to leave.
Yeah. Well, if you two get out, he just leaves with you guys and goes back to the kitchen and continues cooking.
Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind getting out, I can look after myself. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go for my beer.
You go for your beer. You enjoy your beer.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk kitchen stuff with him.
Okay. Yeah, he enjoys that. He enjoys chatting about it. He talks about different spice combinations and how to correctly slow cook things, and he shows you around his kitchen the different cooker setups he's got. He's got a little smoker and a little slow cooker bit in one corner, and yeah, it's he's got an impressive setup in here. You can tell he's taken a long time to collect all these different things. Clearly he's traded bits and pieces. A lot of it is stuff he's crafted himself. So yeah, it's probably the best setup kind of cookery place he found so far. And he comes out with food for you guys once you finish your bath, and gives it out to you guys. And yeah, it's very nice. When you eventually finish your bath and rejoin them, he provides you with a pot of stew as well.
Nice. What?
We walk out and he gives us hot food. You come in, it's yeah, have a pot of stew.
She doesn't care.
It's food. It's fine.
There's one point. Do we notice that, like, you know, we've received like hot, fresh, delicious food. She's received like the 3-day-old stew.
Well, you basically notice that you two have received like the nice kind of like meaty, vegetable-y, chunky bits. She's basically received gravy and like a little bit of like
Gravy and half a dumpling.
The less choice bits on the side of it.
Like, gristly dumpling.
I'm just happily eating away. I'm probably not aware of any difference.
Like, I mean, to be fair, this is still good. This is still amazing compared to what you'd normally be eating. This is fantastic stuff. Even poor food here is great elsewhere. But yeah, you guys sitting there chilling. There's one other guy in the bar who's a little bloke sitting over in one of the corners.
I must remember to come back here. Pez is really nice.
Yeah, he seems very attentive to you guys.
Yeah.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He washed my hair. It was nice.
That's good. It looks better.
Yeah. I try and do the throwing it back hair thing that you do, but my hair's curly, so my hand just gets stuck.
Let's take it.
Ah!
My hand is stuck in my hair.
There's a technique to it.
Ow!
No, that's not it. That's you have to be gentle, like, you know, a single movement back, and then when you feel it catching, you just take the fingers out because nobody will notice. You got it, just nice and easy. Can I teach you how to do the hair thing?
Yeah, you can spit it. It will take a while, but yeah, you've got like, you know, are you going to go for a second round of beers for this?
I think she'll need to.
Okay, yeah, then you go for a second round of beers. He asked for another tack for that.
Sure, I'll slap him that.
Cool.
Give him another time.
The first round of beers and food was in the first tack, but
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So what about you, Colin? Were you happily attended by Pez? I mean,
Well, yes, it reminds me of my times back in Russia when things were not as bad as they ended up being.
oh, so you're a fan of the Pez hair washing then?
Well, believe me, when it was done over there, it costs quite a lot to have that privilege. Not used to it being sort of done for the fun of it.
Oh. Well, I mean, most places are paid for that kind of attention here too, but some people willingly hand out that kind of attention for free.
But yes, it was nice. I was getting a bit of a headache, so the massage was...
Oh, headache was it?
Yes.
Okay, it's good to know. Not judging. I mean,
Pez is known to give out headache cures on occasion. For special customers.
I'm glad of you guys. I mean, that's the way. It's good to know. 2 less people on my back, just drinking.
Pez is like, oh, behave.
If I could see him, it's like.
Basically, every now and again, you hear a comment out of the bathroom where he just like he comes past and like waves at you guys.
Perfectly innocently, with like a pleasant smile on his face. Herb's just like, hi.
He definitely likes Herb.
Oh,
He thinks Herb's great.
Herb. Sorry, poor Pez. You're leading him on, you dick.
Pez just likes him. He's nice. He thinks he's nice.
Alright, so, well, do you know, how often do you send the boy up?
If you want to check now, we'll send him up now. He'll be back in 5 minutes.
That would be great. We have places to be. I don't know what time it is anymore. I need to sort of get moving.
Okay.
Need to make sure we get back to our guys.
Okay. He just whistles and Dara's in the corners, like peers up, and he's like, he gestures up, and he pops outside and disappears. You don't hear any more sounds, but
Oh,
obviously,
he's dead.
He almost like didn't hear any sounds. Not even. Which is what's happening.
no, you don't hear. Which is like, the negative sounds.
We don't hear any sounds
what about
because he's
this-
too far away.
What about this random stranger in the bar? Because you said that there was Pez, Jez, random stranger, and Darren.
Yep, Darren's the kid who's just been sent up. Yeah, and there's another kid sitting in the corner. Well, another kid. He's a small bloke,
It's,
but you can tell that he's like an adult.
yeah, you can tell he's an adult. It's just
He's just fairly
short.
short.
You can tell he's an adult. He's looking at Karen like.
Is he?
Yeah. He's trying not to do it. Obviously, he's basically like he's kind of sitting like. So you guys are at the bar on one side. He's basically sitting there with his back to the wall, like looking across at the door. But he's also kind of like you can see he's checking out from the corner of his eye, but he's trying to do it like surreptitiously.
I look over at him and smile. Give him a nod.
He kind of like grins back and like kind of nods at you and then lowers his eyes again. Looks a bit embarrassed.
You from around these parts?
Oh, yeah, I live here.
Oh, you live here
Yeah,
in the pub.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So you know all the things going in and going out.
Oh yeah. I know a lot of stuff and I can like, get a lot of things. So if you need anything, I'm the man.
You're the man.
I'm the
You're the
man.
man. Nice to know. Good. Yeah. Don't happen to know a quick way back to was it the universities?
The you used to be able to get there through the whole way up there through the sewers, but the way was blocked, so you have to go above ground at a certain point. But yeah, you can get most of the way there underground.
The quicker we can get there, the better.
Hmm. You okay?
No. We're gonna have to pause the stream for a minute.
Okay.
We're gonna cream this to a really quick screamy stop. We're about to finish anyway, so things just come up. So yeah, we'll be back next week, Monday.
Okay.
Saturday's the next thing we've got coming up. Sorry, we have to cream this shut really, really quickly. So we'll do. I'll loop in some sort of outro thing when we come to it. But yeah, we need to shut down and stuff. So we'll be back later. Thank you guys very much for hanging out. And